How's it going, everybody? Ty Sight's Shadow Games Report, doing part 6 of Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. We got EverNether ending EverNether. I don't know, man. Are we ever gonna escape this hell that we're in? Like, we're ever gonna give a dog a bone? Like, hell, like, whatever the hell's going on in the world is scaring Owen Schroyer off the internet. Didn't even have a show today. Bro, I don't know if you ever watch my show, if you ever check on some of your, I guess I'm kind of a fan. I don't know, I like to be more of a critiquer than a fan. But at the same time, if I see somebody with an audience, I want to see them do more than just collect money on the TV. I mean, I do this without collecting any money, so the people that do make money, I want to see them do real good things, and I want to see them make real world change. It's kind of like Steven Crowder. He used to do some good stuff, and I don't know, it just seems like within like the recent year or two, kind of just seems like he's more of I don't know, thinking about other countries more than our own. And maybe I'm wrong about that, maybe I'm misrepresenting him, but from what I could tell, it doesn't seem like he's really, I don't know, fighting for the same team. And it seems like a lot of people are not really fighting for the same team. You know, it's like you say America only, and for some reason that becomes a weird conversation. Why is America only a bad conversation? Makes you really wonder. Alright, let me get this music shut down. We are going to do about 30 minutes to an hour and a half of news before we get into the game. Let's go ahead and jump into the headlines. White House lab leak page from 2025 resurfaces. I didn't know it went away. I didn't know they took it down. But apparently it's got some new information on it, blaming it on a lab leak. I guess probably trying to pin the blame on China again. Why they took it down, I'm not sure. Trump endorses Massey challenger at Kentucky rally. Massey is still performing better, so I don't know. I mean, the strange thing about Trump is sometimes he does endorse people he doesn't like because he wants the other person to win. In which, within his own base right now, Trump is coming off as this villain type persona. So naturally, that's going to push Massey up in the polls. It kind of just makes you wonder: is that some type of reverse psychology? I mean, it really begs the question: like, why would he, support someone that? And correct me if I'm wrong, but I want to say his opponent was actually for certain leftist policies. I can't remember exactly which ones, but I want to say he was like for like, I think it was like hormone replacement or something like that. I can't remember exactly. So if I'm wrong about that, forgive me. U.S. issues a temporary license for Russian oil in transit amid Strait crisis, trying to improve the optics around the whole situation with the Strait of Hormuz issue as of right now. I don't really know. I don't know where this really leads. I don't know if it's really. I mean, I feel like there's an information block right now. Is that just me? I mean, maybe I'm not reading into the right people or something right now, but it just seems like there's not as much information coming out right now. And usually, if there's not a lot of information coming out, that's not a good sign. That usually means that they're trying to hide something whenever they don't release information. So there's lots of speculation that U.S. bases and Israeli targets are taking a hammer to as of right now, and that's part of the reason. I don't know how true that is. I mean, you listen to a conservative um, poster or whatever you want to call them, and they would basically tell you right now that we're winning the war. So it really is just depending on who you want to believe at the moment. Um, I try to give a little bit of an unbiased view, a little bit of both sides. But, if you listen to a more fringe Q poster like X22, he's all about Trump no matter what. He seems as if he's pro-Israel. He doesn't necessarily say it outright. Um, but at the same time, he'll tell you that we're winning the war. He'll tell you that most of the ballistics have been knocked out, most of the military equipment has been knocked out throughout Iran. Now, do you want to believe that or not? I don't know. That's up to you. I don't necessarily believe it because all the other pundits are saying the opposite. At least, people that I have grown to respect over time. Now, if they're wrong, they're wrong. I can't tell who's an operative every single time that there's an operative. Like I try to pick apart the people until, there's nothing to pick apart. Like Scott Ritter, he tends to be a very good pundit on these situations because he was a UN weapons inspector. So he does have a little bit of a history over the region, or at least, having to deal with just military equipment. He would know better than most people. Now, he also has a. Um, Now, I'm not trying to defame him here whenever I say this, so I want to be careful with my words. But he does have some charges against him. And I said the other day in the chat, like, he has some suspicious charges against him. And someone totally flipped out on me, and I was just like, I didn't even say what charges they were. I don't know, supposedly with kids, like some type of weird charges involving kids. But I don't know if that's true or not. Sometimes like people are politically targeted based upon who they are. He is a weapons inspector, and he tends to be, at least in my opinion, honest. You can decide whether he's not honest or not. That's why I told you about his charges. Sometimes you have to pick apart people until you figure out if you can trust them or not. That's why I try to be as honest as I can be on this show. Um, I know I don't reveal a lot about me, but everybody has to maintain some type of privacy as well whenever it comes to having some type of public persona. Just due to the fact that you want to protect yourself. There's lots of weirdos on the internet, and they start targeting you just because you say certain things. And it's not a fun experience. I've gotten really good at reporting people. I hate to be that way. It's just, you push me into a corner, like I will, I will lash out. And usually all the wrong people in my life usually figure that out. Eventually. I usually will lash out and they'll be pushed out and we usually stop talking. But and I usually win the whole situation over because, they can't win me over. And if you can't win me over, then you have lost. But anyways, and like I say many times on the show, I try to be as honest as possible. Enough about me though. I'm not going to be Alex Jones. I'm not going to ramble for a frickin' hour about myself. Gets so much on my nerves. U.S. issues temporary license for Russian oil in transit amid straight crisis. I think I already said that. Netanyahu praises daily talks with Trump amid Iran war. Trump rallies for gal rain, but prediction markets boost Massey. Mic check 1 2. Just do a mic check real quick. U.S. military refueling plane crashes in Iraq during Iran offensive. Besant will meet China's vice premier in Paris ahead of Trump's visit to Beijing. Besant will meet China's vice president. Vice premier. Okay. Sorry, I was just trying to comprehend that in my head. Trump administration denounces CNN for airing messages from Iranian leaders. That's just journalism, bro. covering the other side of the war. Retarded. I don't know what's up with Trump lately, but I mean, it really does make you kind of like question, like, is he under some type of spell, some type of MK Ultra, mind control techniques, hypnosis, some type of chemical? Like, I mean, supposedly the CIA not only played with LSD for mind control, but many other substances trying to make people more loose with their speech, or sometimes even more capable of being controlled. I sometimes wonder, like, is Trump under some type of substance? I don't know that. I'm just, it's just pure speculation. It would be nice if, let's just say Trump did like a weekly drug test. Remember that big ordeal with Biden having supposedly cocaine in the White House? Or at least his son. I mean, the cocaine was found, I think, in the Oval Office, for God's sake. I mean, most likely it was Hunter, but you never know. Did his dad take part? Um, I mean, was his dad even alive that entire time? A lot of people will wonder. I think there was something in the Epstein files or some other document, maybe a government document, saying that there was a possibility that Biden was a robot or something. I don't remember exactly. Crazy. All the crazy theories out there now. California governor says no imminent threat despite warning about possible Iran drone attack. Some notable attacks on houses of worship around the world in recent years. Yeah, it's not just churches either. There have been some mosques, and there actually was an attack on a synagogue today. I'm actually kind of surprised that that is not anywhere in my feed. Why is that not mentioned anywhere? That was like one of the biggest stories of the day. Some attack in Michigan. I don't know every single detail yet. I don't know if they've all been released, but a lot of people are speculating whether it could be a false flag or not. I think the suspect was Lebanese, if I remember correctly, but that's just a suspect. We don't know for sure yet, I don't think. I'll try to find it here in a bit. State lawmakers rush to set rounding rules for when there are no pennies. How about you do some digital stuff? I don't know. Do we need pennies? I mean, and also like maybe we should like make pennies, but like make them like be indestructible or something. You see what I'm saying? It's like if you make a indestructible penny that lasts 100 years, 200 years, whatever, you don't have to make pennies every single year. Now, obviously, they're going to be lost and stuff like that too, but I don't know. Maybe you could just make them less often. I don't know. Is rounding the best solution? Is that going to fuck with the system? I don't know, man. I can barely math. I can math. I don't know. I don't try to math. I don't code as much as I used to. I don't do as much of that stuff as I used to. Getting older. Wanting to do less math in my life. Ohio State names Provost as its new president after predecessor erupt resignation. Ohio State. Is that the guy that was like tied to Epstein or something? Oh no, no, no. This is another inappropriate relationship, I think, with one of his, I think, coworkers or something. Secretive process lacking meaningful inclusion of students and faculty. I don't know. I don't care. It's not an important story. Let's move on. Why does that keep turning a different color? Anyways, where are we at? Where are we at? It keeps moving around. Where are we at? U.S. launches fresh Section 301 probes into 60 economies over forced labor trade practices. How about getting rid of the illegals that work in different companies? I keep warning my own company that if they don't get rid of possible illegals, I won't say outright illegals, I'll say possible illegals because I don't know for a fact that they are, but I have large reason to believe that they are. So I won't outright say it on my show. Ernie Anasto, legendary NYC news anchor, dies at 82. President will meet China's fight. We already said that. U.S. military refueling plane crashes in Iraq during Iran offensive. How did that happen? Surprised they're reporting on it. Gunman and fatal Old Dominion University shooting identified as Mohammed Joel, a convicted ISIS supporter. And just remember who created ISIS. It was basically, what, Obama, maybe Israel? I can't remember exactly. I would ask Grok, but I know Grok would probably lie to me. Suspect who attacked Michigan synagogue is dead and security guard injured, police say. Iran's new supreme leader vows to keep blocking Strait of Hormuz in first statement. Iran war, Trump will release 172 million barrels of oil from Strategic Petroleum Reserve. Let's jump into the content. Al Jazeera English puts out, Trump says the war is nearing an end, but will Iran's new supreme leader seek revenge for his father? Probably.
The war is nearly over, says Trump, but it might escalate over oil prices, a show of support for Iran's new leader as fragile economies begin to collapse. It's been 10 days of war, and the world is desperate for any sign of relief. The U.S. may be ready to end the conflict, but is Iran?
We took a little excursion because we felt we had to do that to get rid of some evil, and I think you'll see it's going to be a short-term excursion.
I don't think the question of talking with Americans or negotiation with Americans once again would be on the table.
I can tell you that we continue to raise the alarm over the humanitarian impact of escalating violence.
In a speech to Republicans in Florida, the U.S. president said it was only a matter of days until what he described as a short excursion would be over. He says 80% of Iran's missile capabilities have been destroyed alongside its navy, but no mention of nuclear power or regime change. It could be a sign the U.S. is now looking for a way out, but Iran is sending a very different message. State television aired this footage. Hundreds of thousands gathered to pledge their allegiance to Ayatollah Mujtaba Khamenei, an image that suggests regime change is off the table. Now everyone waits for the new supreme leader to speak, and many Iranians will be hearing him for the very first time. Will he call for revenge or reciprocate Trump's desire to end the war? So far, the messaging from Iran has been one of defiance, that it will escalate its missile strikes on U.S. targets, on Israel, and on its Gulf allies until it receives guarantees that it won't be attacked again. It continued to breach air defenses in West Jerusalem and Tel Aviv, killing 2 more people as rockets from Hezbollah reached deeper into Israel. It attacked energy sites across the Gulf, setting Bahrain's main oil refinery on fire and killing a 29-year-old woman in Manama. But how long can it actually hold out against U.S. and Israeli attacks? On the ground, one of the worst nights of bombing in Tehran, with more than 40 people killed in an attack on a residential suburb. The Iranian Red Crescent hasn't been able to update its death toll for 3 days, when it reported that 1,300 have been killed. The true toll is likely much higher. But the real unknown in this scenario isn't Trump or Khamenei, but Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Since the beginning of the war, it's been clear the U.S. and Israel have very different goals and tactics. For example, that devastating attack on Tehran's main oil refinery and 30 other fuel depots that likely happened without U.S. approval. And the U.S. isn't happy about it, feeling that it will only further spook global oil markets. Israel has also used the cover of U.S. defenses to expand its invasion into southern Lebanon and its attacks on Beirut, leaving nearly 500 dead and 700,000 displaced. So while it's convenient for Netanyahu to have the U.S. military at his back, it is becoming extremely costly for Trump, which is why we're hearing him talk more about the gains that he's made in the war and downplaying the economic toll.
I knew oil prices would go up if I did this, and they've gone up probably less than I thought they'd go up, but I don't think anybody thought we were going to be this quickly successful.
The price of oil surged to $120 a barrel over the weekend, its highest price in 4 years. Then, this morning, it dipped again following Trump's speech. But the world is already feeling it, particularly in Asia, which relies heavily on energy from the Gulf. Pakistan, which you might remember is currently fighting its own war in Afghanistan, its economy is in shock. The government announced a raft of austerity measures, temporarily closing schools and government offices and ordering large sectors of the workforce to work from home in an effort to save on fuel.
आइंदा 2 माह के लिए काबीना के अरकान, वज़रा, मशीरान और मावनीन ख़ुसूसी तनख्वाह नहीं लेंगे.
And as the world focuses on the Iran war further from the spotlight, the ongoing genocide in Gaza persists. Israeli attacks have continued, killing at least 6 Palestinians, including 3 children at Nusayrat refugee camp. That included Amal Shamali, 46-year-old radio journalist. Israel has used the war to tighten its siege, keeping the Rafah crossing shut. The price of food and fuel is soaring, and humanitarian agencies are scaling back operations. And it will come as little surprise that talks to advance Trump's plan for the ceasefire in Gaza are reportedly on hold. That, as his board of peace, deals with the fallout of an escalating war, one that many of its own members are now feeling on their doorsteps. That's it from me today. Stay with us on Al Jazeera as we continue to update you on all the developments in the war on Iran.
Probably the most news you had all week, isn't it? Small little clip from somebody in the Middle East. Joking. I actually meant to play this video last night with my other, with Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. If anybody has been watching me play that game, it's actually a very, very cool story. And it actually might have a little bit of realism to it. I won't say entirely, obviously, but the story is actually based off of a real theory. Now, I'm not saying that, that theory is correct or anything, but I just figured I would let everybody know that it supposedly is based off of not a true story, but a true theory. So, go look into that sometime. But yeah, one thing that's interesting about the game is that you're actually dealing with Nephilim on and off throughout the entire game. And it's kind of, I won't give away too much if anybody wants to go either watch my videos or play the game yourself. Great game, I loved it. If you love the Indiana Jones films, it's basically just playing the movie. I mean, it's got an original story too, so it's got even more reason to go play it. Go check it out. I probably didn't even explore half of it. It was actually shorter than I expected it would be. I mean, it was still pretty long, but at the same time, I don't know. I kind of wish there was like another level or two. Like it would have completed it for me. Anyways, let's play this, the Nephilim King and Freemasonry. Yeah, can't even talk. The Nephilim Kings and Freemasonry. Nimrod built the Tower of Babel to reach the heavens to defy God. There's a lot of evidence that the hybrid biblical king Nimrod was Gilgamesh, the first master builder who was 1/3 human and 2/3 fallen angel DNA. Genesis 6. Many believe the G in the Masonic symbol actually stands for Gilgamesh, instead of Gnosis, God, etc. But only the highest Freemasons are told this. The Watchers could only hijack God's creation by corrupting human DNA. The reason it's important today is because the Seed War never stopped. Elite Luciferians are still actively protecting and modifying Nephilim bloodlines and using an occult, as we've seen in Epstein files and Clinton emails. All true. The Clintons were obsessed with trying to find Gilgamesh's grave, possibly trying to resurrect Gilgamesh and or Nimrod. Now, if they're actually the same character, I'm not too sure, but a lot of people do speculate that they are the same person. Where's the sound at? Is there sound on this? Let me speed it up. I guess there's no sound.
Gilgamesh or Nimrod.
Oh, just kidding. Just kidding. Let's start this over.
Gilgamesh or Nimrod, who built the Tower of Babel. His tomb was found in Iraq in 2003, and his giant skeleton has been found and retrieved. Archaeologists in Iraq believe they found the lost tomb of King Gilgamesh, the subject of the oldest book in history, the Epic of Gilgamesh, written by Middle Eastern scholars 2,500 years before Christ, commemorating the life of the ruler of the city of Uruk, from which Iraq gets its name. Gilgamesh, also known as Nimrod. Now a German-led expedition discovered what is thought to be the entire city of Uruk, including where the Euphrates once flowed, the last resting place of its famous king, Gilgamesh. John Fassenberg of the Bavarian Department of Historical Monuments in Munich said, "I don't want to say definitely it was the grave of King Gilgamesh, but it looks very similar to that described in the epic." In the book, actually a setting of inscribed clay tablets, the tablets say that Gilgamesh was described as having been buried under the Euphrates, in a tomb apparently constructed when the waters of the ancient river parted, flowing following his death. Fassbinder said, "We found just outside the city, an area in the middle of the former Euphrates River, the remains of such a building which could be interpreted as a burial." He said the amazing discovery of the ancient city under the Iraqi desert had been made possible by modern technology. He adds, "By differences in magnetization in the soil, you can look into the ground. The difference between mud bricks and sediments in the Euphrates River gives a very detailed structure. This creates a magnetogram, which is then digitally mapped, effectively giving a town plan of Uruk. It was a Venice in the desert. The most surprising thing was that we found structures already described by Gilgamesh. We covered more than 100 hectares. We found garden structures and field structures as depicted in the epic, and we found Babylonian houses. He also said the most astonishing find was the incredibly sophisticated system of canals, adding very, very clearly we can see the canals, some structures showing that flooding destroyed some houses, which means it was a highly developed system. So why is it so interesting that his tomb has been found? It's interesting considering that Gilgamesh was believed to be part human, part alien, part angel. He was Nephilim, Anunnaki, Nephilim, fallen angels, the offspring of the fallen angels, as in Genesis 6, notably what we could call a hybrid. It's also interesting to know that Gilgamesh has been compared to and could very well be King Nimrod, who was the son of Cush and a descendant of Noah and the king of Babylon, the same Nimrod that built the Tower of Babel, translated as the gateway to heaven to defy God.
This is a picture of Tel Aviv, and I think this is the real reason why they are desperate to get out of this war. You're not seeing these photos, even through excessive, extreme censorship. Tel Aviv right now is being absolutely flattened. Now, the propaganda from the Trump administration is that we've taken out their Navy, we've taken out their missile launchers, we've taken out their missiles. They don't have an Air Force. Okay, but if that is true, then how is Tel Aviv being flattened? They're not doing it themselves. So there is a desperation sinking in. The Israelis have fired all of their interceptor missiles. They can't stop these missiles coming in right now, and it's getting into the dangerous phase. I had two videos, though, I wanted to play because, I mean, we could probably spend this whole show doing videos of Trump, but he said a couple of things yesterday that led me to believe that he's panicking too, because to me it looks like he's trying to shift blame for starting this war onto his own son-in-law and Steve Witkoff.
A while ago, they told Mr. Witkoff, who is standing right over here, they said, they actually said, we want to keep building, essentially, in a real nutshell, we want to continue to build nuclear weapons. If we didn't knock out Midnight Hammer, if we didn't knock out their Iranian potential, if we didn't do that with Midnight Hammer, they would have had a nuclear weapon. They would have used it long before now.
The essence of what he says is that Steve Witkoff told him that the Iranians told Steve Witkoff that we want to keep building nuclear weapons. There's no evidence for that. The interlocutors say this did not happen. It's a flat-out lie. So either Witkoff was lying when he told the president that, or the president is lying right now when he said that. But now that the other one is probably even worse, because he admitted that he started this war on the advice of two real estate developers and a Fox News personality. Go on to this next one, because this is not how you start wars.
Return, and the United States found it intolerable, in my opinion, based on what Steve and Jared and Pete and others were telling me, Marco, so involved, that I thought that they were going to attack us.
Steve, Jared, and Pete, and Marco, to a degree, were telling him he had to go in now. This is why we have Congress. This is why we deliberate over wars. You don't send your real estate developer friends over to a place to do the negotiation, and they come home and say, wow, it's bad, and you go to war.
See, we know that we go to war at the will of the president. But he also assumes he can end it on his terms. But somebody gave him some advice I thought was pretty good advice. Guess what, Mr. President? You don't have the, well, you might think you have the authority, but you don't have the clout, you don't have the ability that the Iranians have, and they predicted Iran will decide when the war is over.
Israeli general urges turning southern Lebanon into death zone amid Hezbollah clashes. Mazjin Uzi Dayan proposed on Channel 14 that Israel conquer southern Lebanon. Okay. He proposed that they conquer southern Lebanon. Okay. Expel residents, destroy infrastructure, and make it inhabitable in response to Hezbollah attacks displacing tens of thousands of Israelis. The remarks came during a war that erupted on March 2nd, 2026. I don't know why they included that part there. Because, I mean, the war started a little bit earlier than that, but anyways. Israel is prepping a genocide for southern Lebanon, says Max Blumenthal. Its survival as a colonial ethno-state is contingent on continuous ethnic cleansing and mass death. Humanity or Zionism, you decide. Ahib Hassan, retired Israeli General Uzi Dayan, said on Israeli's Channel 14 what it basically just said before.
אז אחרי לילה של ירי בלתי פוסק לעבר הצפון וההכרזה של חיזבאללה על מבצע צבאי, מה צריך להיות הצעד הבא של ישראל בלבנון?
בלבנון צריך...
Really? It's not in English? Okay, whatever. I'm not going to play it then. No point. What's happening in Lebanon is a coup d'etat in real time, led by Army Commander Rodolphe Haikal and some of the ALF officers. Cabinet outlawed Hezbollah's military wing, declared its operations illegal, and ordered the army to disarm. Heikal's response? Flat refusal. No deployment, no enforcement. Just open defiance of the civil government. In flagrant violation of Article 65 of the Lebanese Constitution, which vests executive power in the Council of Ministers as the sole authority to which the armed forces are legally subjected, this is outright insurrection. The army chief has chosen Hezbollah over the Lebanese people while the country burns. Genocidal maniac, says Chink Uyghur. We're forced to borrow money from China to fund Israel's endless wars and endless genocides. The occupation of America is unbearable. It is kind of fucked up. It's weird that, like, here lately I'm starting to kind of look back left again. I don't like having to do that. Like, I thought everybody was going to be cool on the right, and then you realize there's, like, a whole camp of crazy on the right that basically controls the Republican Party and the Democratic Party, I should say. But that's a different story. Anyways, let's move on. Israel is about to use this as an excuse to false flag the building. Just my opinion. The Israeli government is accusing the Iranian government of launching indiscriminate missiles towards Jerusalem, particularly in the direction of Al-Aqsa Mosque and the Dome of the Rock. I've already said it myself. I think this is probably going to happen here soon. Israel is concerned these missiles could hit and destroy these sacred monuments. Yeah, whatever. I don't think that they're protecting. I thought they didn't have power, but maybe this video is older. Yeah, it's from March 10th, 2 days ago. Yeah, I thought that their power was knocked out, but I don't know. Like I said, there's a little bit of an informational gap right now just because I don't think they're allowing certain information out. High Sights says, nope, Jesus only. Jesus didn't want to worship the Jews either after they betrayed his father. I mean, that's true. Read the Bible. He says it. U.S. Ambassador Mike Huckabee insists Christians are spiritually enslaved to a moral debt they owe the Jewish people forever. Huckabee says they can't understand why so many Christians choose not to support Israel.
I get asked all the time because I'm a Christian, and they say, well, why are you so supportive of the Jewish people? I said, you can be Jewish, you don't have to have anything to do with Christians, but you can't be a Christian and not understand that your entire faith is built on the foundation of Judaism. So for Christians, we look at this as an obligation, a moral debt that we must repay. And therefore, I don't understand anyone who says, I'm a Christian, but I don't really want to support the Jews. Well, how can you do that? But it is not the view of those of us who are what I would call biblical believers that accept that what the scripture says about the Jewish people. In Genesis 12, those who bless Israel will be blessed. Those who curse Israel will be cursed. It gets pretty simple. I say there's a miracle every day.
All right, whatever. Moving on, IRGC claims strike on USS Abraham Lincoln. U.S. denies damage. I don't know if this is true or not. Just take this with a grain of salt. This could be propaganda from the Iranian regime, but it also could be true. You never know. A lot of our government is blocking information, so it could be true. But it could not be. The IRGC stated Thursday it damaged the Nimitz-class carrier, forcing its withdrawal, while pro-Iran media echoed the claim. U.S. defense officials... I thought they said that the other day, actually. Maybe this is actually part of an older report. Not sure. News that an Iranian vessel approached too closely last week, prompting a U.S. Navy ship to fire its deck gun, missing before a helicopter struck it with Hellfire missiles. CENTCOM photos show the Abraham Lincoln conducting normal flight operations with no damage, and ship trackers confirm its routine patrols in the Arabian Sea amid ongoing tensions. Iran has begun attacking tankers in the Strait of Hormuz. The Iranians fucking around with the strait is making Trump more dug in, which is crazy to me. I'm just like, you would think Trump would de-escalate at a certain point, but I don't know, maybe he would say that his ceasefire was the de-escalation. But at the same time, Trump doesn't respect anything from the Iranian regime. He just wants regime change, even though they say they don't want regime change or that this is not a war. If it's not a war, I really don't know what it is. It's the closest thing to a war I've ever seen in my entire life. Anyways. President Trump demands Iran immediately remove mines from the Strait of Hormuz or face military consequences never seen before.
Last night, 4 tankers have been attacked in the Strait of Hormuz. The Iranian regime is being systematically decimated, so economic warfare is their last resort. The Iranians clipping the ships with unmanned drones and small rocket fire, doing small amounts of damage, but just enough to rattle the insurance underwriters and slow down oil flow. A senior White House official tells Axios, quote, the Iranians effing around with the strait makes Trump more dug in. Oil spiked on the news, and Brent crude closed around $100 a barrel.
We're going to be in very good shape. You see what's happening. They are pretty much at the end of the line. Doesn't mean we're going to end it immediately, but they've got no Navy, they've got no Air Force, they've got no anti-air traffic anything. They have no systems of control. We're just riding free range over that country.
Okay, then how are they closing down the strait? I'm just like sick of this game that we're playing. How does Iran have any control if any of this is true? Do I really gotta spell it out for everybody? That's why I have a show. I'm trying to spell it out for you.
And now we're going to look very strongly at the straits.
We reopened the strait before, in the 80s, during the tanker wars, when Iraq was doing battle with Iran. Fortunately, today, we're in good hands. Former CIA Director General Petraeus explains why.
How wonderful that we actually have an admiral in charge of U.S. Central Command instead of soldiers like me or Marines like some of the others. He knows this strait. He's been through it innumerable times. He knows they were ready for this.
CENTCOM Commander Brad Cooper's already sunk Iran's Navy, but they still have the Mosquito fleet. Little speedboats. They're a pest in the Gulf. Some are loaded up with rockets and drones. They haven't yet, but Iran can also mine the strait. Mines can either be anchored to the seabed or moored on a chain and can detonate over 250 pounds of explosives. We've already sank 30 Iranian mine-laying seacraft, but the Iranians have mobile surface-to-ship missile batteries on the coastline. So the United States is going to have to strike Iranian ports and pacify any aggression on the shore. That's going to take a couple of weeks. Right now, the thinking is we can do it without boots on the ground. And while that happens, the U.S. Navy and others could provide convoys for the tankers.
Is it your belief that the volume of ships going through the Strait of Hormuz will be improving immediately from now?
It is my belief that as soon as it is militarily possible, the U.S. Navy, and perhaps with an international coalition, will be escorting vessels through.
We're hearing the British Navy might get off the sidelines and help the Americans punch open the strait. The Japanese could lend a hand, too. Their Navy's top-notch, and they get almost all their oil from the Gulf. The question is, when's it open? Here's the Energy Secretary.
Do you think by the end of this month, the U.S. Navy will be escorting some of those ships through the strait?
I think that, yes, I think that is quite likely the case. But again, I mean, I'll be over at the Pentagon later today. But that is what the military is working on. And yes, a lot of critical materials come out of that Straits of Hormuz.
It's not just oil that flows out of the strait, fertilizer, aluminum. The longer it's closed, the more prices for everything jump. The White House has it under control. Officials tell Axios this: no one's panicking, but it's a concern. He's pulling out the stops. There's plenty of oil. It's just getting it on the market. That's the thing. We just announced the release of 172 million barrels of oil from the U.S. Strategic Reserve, and that should help lower prices at the pump.
Can you give us a timeline on when you're planning to tap the Strategic Petroleum Reserve, a timeline of when that could happen?
We're going to be doing it very quickly, and then we'll fill it up. We'll fill up our reserve.
The goal is to open the strait, finish the mission, and have gas prices back down to $2 a gallon well before the midterms. But the enemy gets a say. Economic terrorism is the regime's last bit of leverage. What's left of their intel branches say controlling the strait gives them power over the global economy, and they're hoping Trump folds. But the president just busted out his economic toolbox. He's backstopping the insurance markets, lifting oil sanctions, invoking the Defense Production Act and the Jones Act, which is going to shave about 10 cents off every gallon of gas. But Operation Epic Fury can't be considered a success if we don't take full control of the strait. This is a major test of the president's resolve. It's only been a week and a half, and we've already killed the Ayatollah, his top brass, knocked out their Navy, Air Force, most of their missiles. But we still have a little more work to do dealing with the drones, hitting their defense industrial base and targeting the Army, militia, police, and the Guard. The president said the operation should take 4 to 6 weeks and that we're ahead of schedule. So far, the United States has only suffered 7 casualties. And God bless those brave souls. But there's no debate who's in control.
Most people say it's already been won. It's just a question of when. When do we stop? We can hit sections of Tehran and other places that, if you do it, it'll be almost impossible for them to rebuild their country. And we don't want that. But we can hit electric, we can take apart their electric capacity within 1 hour, and it would take them 25 years to rebuild it.
We don't want to have to hit civilian infrastructure because we don't have a beef with the Iranian people. We want the country to be able to rebuild easily when the war's over and take their country back. But the regime leftovers are launching indiscriminate attacks against Middle Eastern neighborhoods and banks, refineries, even American consulates. Imagine they had a nuclear weapon? It's exactly why we're in this when we are. The president thinks the IRGC are like the Gestapo and believes they haven't been punished enough. In the past hours, they've been using cluster bombs.
First responders are here at a scene in Tel Aviv where an Iranian cluster munition exploded after it was launched in the latest ballistic missile barrage. You can see the amount of rubble and debris here. First responders say multiple people are being treated with shrapnel injuries, and there are at least a dozen impact sites.
This regime doesn't care who it kills. It's just out for blood. They're cornered and want to wreak havoc on the neighborhood to fracture the alliance. And Ayatollah Jr., well, his whole family was taken out, so he wants a taste of revenge. We haven't seen him since they crowned him supreme leader, but today, someone allegedly on his behalf smuggled a statement through to Iranian state TV. Listen.
Sanian, I assure everyone that we will not refrain from avenging the blood of your martyrs. The revenge we have in mind does not concern only the martyrdom of the great leader of the revolution. Rather, every member of the nation who is killed by the enemy constitutes a separate case in the file of retribution.
Little Ayatollah has to sound tough so the population doesn't start a revolution. But reports say he's wounded, hiding in a hospital underground. Other reports say he's in a coma and might have lost a leg. It's kind of like the Biden situation. You don't really know who's running the country. So how weak is the regime? Hard to say. Trump's told the Iranian people to stay down. It's too dangerous outside. But when it is time and the smoke clears, to take back your country. A source tells Axios that there are going to be efforts to unleash forces inside.
How crazy would it be if China is running Iran right now? Be kind of interesting, huh?
Side of Iran and re-energize the population to topple the regime. But we have no idea if that's possible or what that even looks like or how long that could even take. And the Iranians are still sitting on some uranium they squirreled away after Operation Midnight Hammer. That's too dangerous to leave in their hands. They're highly motivated to nuke up as fast as they can because it's their only defense. That makes Pickaxe Mountain, Iran's fortified underground facility, a major target. It needs to be secured, and that could require special forces at a later date. So there's some unfinished business in Iran, uranium, straight, Ayatollah Jr., and more military targets. The commander-in-chief seems patient and resolute, sensitive to the markets, and ready to see the mission through. The United States cannot let a Chinese terror proxy control oil flow. Now, if we win this war in Iran, we win the war against China. It's that simple.
The situation was very quickly approaching the point of no return, and the United States found it intolerable, in my opinion, based on what Steve and Jared and Pete and others were telling me, Marco, so involved, that I thought that they were going to attack us. I thought they would, if we didn't do this at the time we did it, I think they had in mind to attack us. And the situation was very quickly approaching the point of no return, and the United States found it intolerable, in my opinion, based on what Steve and Jared and Pete and others were telling me, Marco, so involved, that I thought that they were going to attack us. I thought they would, if we didn't do this at the time we did it, I think they had in mind to attack us.
Blaming Witkoff and Kushner, kind of interesting. All people that appear to be Zionist. I'm not too sure on every single one, but it kind of seems like they all are. Just my opinion. The Pentagon and National Security Council reportedly significantly underestimated Iran's willingness to close the Strait of Hormuz, according to CNN. Yeah, you think? I mean, I don't know. If somebody killed my family, like, I'd probably fucking probably react some. I don't know if I would like go to war or anything like that, but I don't know, man. If you're a leader of a country and you got this type of power, you're probably gonna do something like this. Like, just be real. Like, if they took out your dad and he's the leader of a country, you'd probably, like, if okay, let's put this in the opposite realm for a second. Let's put this in the EverNether. let's just say Trump's dad was the supreme leader of America. And somehow, some way, Iran had the capability of doing the same things that we do. I shouldn't have to flip the story like that just to make it stupid easy for everybody to consume, but I feel like I have to. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like there's an IQ problem now or something. I don't know. Not you guys, I'm just saying, like, in the world. Whoever watches my show, you gotta be pretty smart. Which I don't got too many people to watch, but you gotta be pretty smart if you watch this show. Alright, USS Abraham Lincoln damaged. The IRGC says the aircraft carrier Abraham Lincoln suffered significant damage after being targeted. So, a lot of these new reports are coming within the past few hours, so there might be a new report that maybe the Abraham Lincoln has sustained fire, but I don't know that for a fact. This guy is hit or miss on his post. Like, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like he's a 60-40 kind of guy. Like, he gets about, like, 60% correct. The other 40% is just like, eh. Witkoff confirms the U.S. destroyed all 3 of Iran's main nuclear enrichment conversion centers. They didn't want to admit it.
At the same time that they were attesting to wanting nuclear for civil purposes. There is no reason whatsoever to be enriching past 20% unless you're going for a weapon.
I was like, what is that vibrating?
And then finally, and this was all in the beginning meeting, they said to us, and this was some challenge, you're not going to get from us diplomatically what you could not achieve militarily. Now, yes, we had destroyed their 3 main enrichment and conversion centers, Natanz, Esfahan, and Fordow. That was clear. They, of course, didn't want to admit it. But think about the notion of beginning a negotiation by saying that we would not be able to get diplomatically what we couldn't achieve militarily.
Nobody believes you, Witkoff. I'm sorry. I'm just going to move on. This is also old news, so I'm going to scroll past it. I mean, gas prices, we're still stuck at $3 to $3.30. Some places in Nashville as high as $4. Absolute insanity. All right, so this is actually from Al Jazeera right here. AJA Breaking, which I guess is Al Jazeera Breaking News. Also recognize that emblem. Breaking, IRGC says the U.S. aircraft carrier Abraham Lincoln is now withdrawing toward America after being targeted. Let's see. Let's see what Grok has to say. Grok has any. U.S. Central Command firmly denies the incident, confirming no hits occurred and the carrier remains operational in the Gulf, highlighting a pattern of Iranian propaganda exaggerating strikes for domestic morale. I think it's working. I actually think that Iran has a better propaganda crew than I expected. I don't know. I've actually grown to respect Iran a little bit from this whole back and forth. But like I've said before, I don't know what all of it is actually true. So it's hard to maintain some type of stability on a particular position without, questioning it. All right. Let's move on from that. Trump claims Iran is ready to surrender and return to the negotiating table. Rick Sanchez.
So for Putin, getting involved and negotiating with Pezeshkian, the president of Iran, to try and accept Mr. Trump's idea of ending the war and going back to the negotiating table is not something that Mr. Putin really needs to do. If he does it, he's going to do it because he thinks it's the right thing to do, and it's because it's the right humanitarian move, not because there's anything in it for Russia at this point. In fact, I mean, looking at it just basically from a greed standpoint and an economy standpoint, Russia would probably be better served to have this thing go on for some time. I mean, as horrible as it is to say something like that. Nonetheless, Mr. Putin took the call or had the call with Mr. Trump. There's some conflicting stories about who initiated the call. And apparently Putin is going to try and make contact with Pezeshkian to see if he can mediate something between the United States and Iran. And, let's face it, the Russians are probably in the best position to do that because the Iranians respect the Russians and the Chinese for standing by them. But here's the problem that Mr. Trump has. This is the real problem Mr. Trump has. Let's just be honest about it. the Iranians right now are saying, and this is the foreign minister of Iran just said, no, we're not interested in talking to you. We want nothing to do with you. We do not want to negotiate. We do not want to talk to you. We do not want to have any conversations with you. The first time we had conversations with you, you bombed us during the 12-day war. This time we're having conversations and negotiations with you, and you assassinated some of the people that you were negotiating with. So we don't trust you. We don't want to talk to you, period. That's what the foreign minister, who I've had plenty of conversations with, is telling Trump. So Trump is telling people, oh, yeah, they're about to knuckle under. We got them exactly where we want them. And it's not necessarily true. The Iranians are kind of feeling emboldened right now. And they're having a lot of success with their missiles because they've knocked out many of the United States satellite systems that are used to tell the United States interceptors where to go and where the missiles are coming from. That's why you keep seeing all these interceptors going in the air, and they're missing here's the Iranian missile, here's the interceptor, and it goes like this. And then the Iranian missile hits its target. We're seeing this time and time again. Scott Ritter explained that to us yesterday, why that's happening. They're taking out the satellite systems because they have new intel, because they're using different kinds of technology, and they're also using drone warfare, something they didn't use during the 12-day war. So there's a lot of things that are going on right now that come into play, which is, I think, why Mr. Trump is kind of in need of a friend right now. Call a friend.
I think that China has changed this game for Iran. China has satellites up in space monitoring this entire situation. They're recording it. They're mapping the strategy of the Americans and the Israelis. And they're monitoring where the interceptor missiles will come from. And apparently these ballistic missiles have the capability of changing trajectory within the last few seconds before they get hit by these interceptor missiles. But also, like you said, if the American satellites have been either sabotaged or taken out in some type of way, I wouldn't be surprised if the Chinese have some type of sonic weapons or microwave weapons, gamma weapons, some type of energy weapon that can knock out a satellite without it exploding. We have that technology, guys. There are EMPs. There's all types of shit now. It's kind of ridiculous, actually. Like, really, we shouldn't be at war right now. We have our tech is a little too cool now. It's a little too cool for school. And I mean that literally, not figuratively. It's so cool that we should not be using it. I mean the devastation capabilities. I mean, we're watching, the beginnings of future tech. Imagine what it's going to be like in 20 years, 50 years, 100 years. We might not make it to that point just because of how powerful we are right now.
And I think he needs Putin more than Putin needs him.
Yes, absolutely. I'm glad I played that again. Yes, we need Putin right now to step in and be some type of mediator. And I don't know how that's going to turn out. It might actually. Here's what I think is going to happen. I think Iran is going to play out this entire month because they gave them certain time standards, and I'm going to get to it here in a second. Iran gave the United States certain time standards the first 30 days. If you don't do this, this, and that within the first 30 days, we're going to do this. And then if you don't do this within the next 60 days, we're going to do that. I know that's vague. I'm going to talk about it here in a bit. All right, they really are a nation of terror and hate. They are paying a big price right now, says Trump on Iran.
On another front, an entirely different front, the situation with Iran is moving along very rapidly. It's doing very well. Our military is unsurpassed. There's never been anything like it. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. And we're doing what has to be done. Should have been done during a 47-year period. Could have been done by a lot of different people. They chose not to do it. But they really are a nation of terror and hate. And they're paying a big price right now.
Try and see if they can find a solution to this. As for the war with Ukraine, actually the war between Russia and Europe that is being fought by Ukrainians, I think Putin can afford to put that on the back burner because he's winning, because Russia's winning that war. And the longer they wait, the worse it gets for Ukraine and the more land that Russia's military is able to acquire. So there you go. That's the skinny. Stay with me. I'm Rick Sanchez, and if there's anything else that happens on this story, I will bring it to you. And you can always, as I like to say, catch me on any of these places: Spotify, YouTube, BitChute, and of course X. And if you get a chance, share this with someone you know who you think may want this kind of information, and give me a like if you possibly could as well. We'll see you next time.
That in the Save America Act as one of our 5. That's voter ID. We want voter ID. We want proof of citizenship. We want no transgender mutilation of your children. We don't want transgender mutilation. That's number 3. We want no men in women's sports. That's number 4. And we don't want to have mail-in voting. Where the votes go, where the hell do they come from? So we do that. It's 5 things. They're all 99%. They say, oh, that's an 80% issue, like voter ID. No, I think it's a 99. I think the Democrats have it at 87%. The leadership doesn't want it. Why don't you want voter ID? There's only one reason. Ready? Because you want to cheat, okay? They blame it on all sorts of things. They said it's racist. They came up with things that you have to say their imagination is great. No, we're not going to let them cheat like they did in a certain election that we won't talk about, but that election was, and they cheat now. Look, we're not going to let it happen. So we're going to go get the Save America Act, not the Save Act. Nobody knew what the Save Act meant. The Save Act, what? Save what? Save America Act. And we're going to do everything we can. It's hard to believe we're having a hard time. I think
feel that
anybody
this has
that
been
votes against
sufficient?
it
Have you heard what you need to hear in terms of the goals and the reasons for this war in Iran?
Well, first of all, my sympathies do go out to the fallen. One of the soldiers this week was from Kentucky. Many of the soldiers transit through Kentucky through our military bases, and that is our first concern, is for their safety and well-being. As far as the reasons for the war, there have been many different reasons floated, but none of them, I think, have been very convincing. One reason is that we want to free the Iranian people from oppression. I have a great deal of sympathy. I want people to be free around the world, but if our foreign policy is to free oppressed people, I'm not sure where war would end. I mean, there are many people that are said to be oppressed in China, Tibet, the Uyghurs, North Korea, Russia. Where would war end if our goal is to free oppressed people? So I think that goal is too grandiose and would perpetually tie us up in war. Another statement has been made, well, they're a week away from a nuclear weapon. You can take clips from the 90s all the way through the present of people arguing that they're a week away from nuclear weapons. Then there were arguments made where their ballistic missiles are almost able to reach the U.S., but then our intelligence countered that and said, really, they would be 6 months to a year if they made that attempt. We were also told their nuclear weapons were obliterated, and now we're told their nuclear weapons are just moments away from being a bomb. So I guess I don't think the arguments are valid, and I think war should be the last resort, not the first resort. A war of choice is not my choice.
Well, I understand that, but I mean, these are such heavy subjects in terms of the potential for a nuclear bomb for a terrorist nation, the largest or the biggest supporter of terrorist proxies that we've seen. Should we really take that risk?
Well, nobody wants them to have a nuclear weapon, but we were told their nuclear stockpile was obliterated. Their program was completely destroyed 6 months ago, and now we're told maybe it's being resurrected and rejuvenated. So I think it's unclear what the actual truth of that is. Either it was obliterated or they're on the heels of doing it. But we know the arguments that they are moments away from a nuclear weapon have been used repeatedly for decades now. These are not new arguments. And so the question is, what are the limiting rules of engagement? When will we stop having war in the Middle East? I really admired President Trump's rhetoric in both 2016, 2020, and 2024 against being involved in Middle East wars. My fear is that we get drug into a long process here and that chaos results. The order doesn't come from this. Chaos. Most of the wars we've been involved in the Middle East have led to chaos, not more stability.
Move on. Stop it right there. Trump threatens to escalate attack on Iran as U.S. military destroys 16 mine-laying boats. It's from a few days ago. Theo needs to sings a different tune. Okay, he spelled that wrong. MJ Truth Ultra says okie dokie. President Trump appoints Erica Kirk to serve on the U.S. Air Force Academy Board of Visitors, taking the position Charlie was slated to hold before he was assassinated. I don't know why I keep getting posts from 2 days ago. I didn't scroll that far down, did I? I guess I did. Not meaning to. I didn't even play that the other day.
I have an idea. Why don't we just like airdrop Lindsey Graham in the middle of Iran right now? Or Lebanon. Why doesn't he fight Hezbollah himself? I'd love to see it. I have an idea. Why don't we
Do you approve of Iran's new supreme leader? And secondly, can you tell us more about your call with Russian President Vladimir Putin today?
Yes.
What did you discuss?
Yes, I had a very good call with President Putin. We had a lot of people on the line from our side, from his side. We were talking about Ukraine, which is just a never-ending fight. And look, there's tremendous hatred between President Putin and President Zelensky. They can't seem to get it together. But I think it was a positive call on that subject. And we obviously talked then about the Middle East. And he wants to be helpful. I said, you could be more helpful by getting the Ukraine-Russia war over with. That would be more helpful. But we had a very good talk, and he wants to be very constructive. Yeah, please.
Highsight said, why is a high school teacher doing geopolitics with his students? Is this curriculum? This is a high school teacher, not a professor. Everybody calls him Professor Zhang or Professor Yang. I don't know how it's pronounced, but I don't know. He's like the YouTube geopolitics Chinese man now that speaks English. Lives in Beijing. He's not even like American or anything, but he's been on tons of American podcasts lately. And I mean, he is right about some things, but I won't say everything. I don't even know how much I want to play.
This one area is the nexus, the pivot of the world. Let me explain why. First of all, from the GCC, you have 20% of all the world's oil flowing through this narrow strait. Where does it go, guys? It goes to Asia, India, Pakistan, South Korea, China, Japan. India depends on 60% of its oil from this area. China depends on 40%. Japan, 75%. Prime Minister Takeichi of Japan has said that, listen, if the Strait of Hormuz closes, we'll run out of oil in about 8-9 months. The entire Japanese economy would collapse in 8-9 months if the Strait of Hormuz were to close. And guess what? The Iranians have closed the Strait of Hormuz. Okay? So we can expect that the entire global economy will suffer greatly over the next few months. All right, so that's point number one. Point number two is, okay, so the GCC sends oil across the Strait of Hormuz, and what do they get back in return? Food, guys. All right, so people don't appreciate the GCC, but it is really the linchpin of the American empire. Because what is the American empire? The American empire is the petrodollar. All right, the idea of the petrodollar is this: the US dollar is worth nothing. It's only valuable if people want it. But the GCC says that if you want oil from us, you have to pay us in US dollars. Okay, and that is the basis of the value of the US dollar. So if the GCC collapses, the American economy and the American empire both collapse at the same time. The problem, though, is the GCC is an artificial construct of empire. It does not exist naturally. Why? Because there's no food, there's no oil, no water. Okay, guys? No food, no water. So these cities are able to grow in the millions because of all these petrodollars flowing in. If you close off the Strait of Hormuz, there's no food coming in, right? They're all going to starve. How much food does the GCC get from overseas? 80%.
So what he's saying right here is that basically once this closes, and I guess you probably heard him too, so kind of stating the obvious, all these areas in this region, after this is closed, are basically going to start rushing out. Kind of seems like it might create a refugee crisis. Just my opinion, I don't know if that's actually going to happen or not, but naturally, if you cut off the food and water and everything else in this region, and then you also cut off the oil, it's only going to create more instability. All right, let's move on from this. A source claims that Donald Trump was compromised by Israel, and Jared Kushner, Trump's son-in-law, is the real brain behind his organization and presidency, manipulating him in the interest of Israeli influence. This is from Mr. Well, Crypto Well. The document suggests links to Chabad Lubavitch, a religious network described as a tool for monitoring oligarchs and politicians, including through suspicious financial operations and corruption. Other information includes alleged connections between Epstein and Mossad, his training by former Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak, and questionable real estate transactions by Trump and Kushner, including sales below market value. Sources also point to possible influence from foreign powers, Russia and the UAE and Saudi Arabia, on the Trump administration. The FBI documents reveal a map on potential connections, manipulation, and strategic influence behind his presidency. So yeah, as you can see on this document, I'm sure some people have already seen this document because it's part of the Epstein files. But in red there, it says CHS believed Derowitz was co-opted by Mossad and subscribe to their mission. Kind of hard to see. Hello, where's my mic? Damn it. There we go. This says CHS advised that this was a real collusion story. Trump has been compromised by Israel, and Kushner is the real brains behind his organization and his presidency. I don't know why that's so hard to read. Kind of far away from my screen, though, too. Azerbaijan sends humanitarian aid to Iran, a surprise development. From 2 days ago. Thomas Massey for Congress says Air Force One flight to Kentucky, $200,000 per hour, $200,000 per hour. Massey, online fundraiser, day of visit, $49,000. Eddie's voice cracking like Howard Dean.
Fight, fight, fight! Fight!
I don't know why that's funny. I always enjoyed that, however he does it. Alright. Ripper says if people actually knew what was going on in our government, they'd probably be hanging these people from lampposts. That sounds like a good idea. He said it, not me. Father, I have sinned. I have thought of evil things, but evil things against the evil people. I don't think that's bad, right? I don't know. I don't care. Grandpa says, proud to serve Kentucky with Massey for Kentucky. The, what? All right. The Republican Liberty Caucus, I guess that's what it is. Got this one right. Nobody in Congress fights harder for liberty and Constitution. And the Constitution. Reelect him. Sure. I'm not in Kentucky, so I don't really care. I don't know. I might vote for him for president, though. I'm looking for an independent option. Like, I'm out with the Trump MAGA base until I finally see something that improves my life. And, you know, gas prices going down for like, I don't know, 3 or 4 months, and then they go right back up again. It's not going to help you. In fact, I'm going to vote against you. Gonna vote against you. Gonna vote independent down the middle. I don't give a shit anymore. Fuck the Republicans, fuck the Democrats. Like, we just need to get away from it. We need to start thinking about getting away from these people. For the love of God, will somebody please start a viable third party? I thought, what happened with Elon Musk? I mean, obviously Elon Musk was playing a game with us too. It feels that way at least. Mario Nafal says the U.S. didn't just outgun Iran's air defenses, it made them hallucinate. Hundreds of miniature decoy drones were launched to flood Iranian
On February
radar screens.
28th, 2026, the Growlers and the rest of the strike force...
I already played a video like this. I don't know, like a week ago, but I'll play it super speed.
Show the world exactly why America has a $1 trillion military budget. Using a highly advanced mix of electronic warfare and cyber operations, coordinated from space to the ground, the coalition was able to inject false data directly into Iranian radar screens. Top-tier Iranian air defense systems like their homegrown Baver and their Russian-supplied batteries were absolutely overwhelmed by this electronic assault. But to actually hunt them down, the U.S. set a brilliant trap. They launched hundreds of ABM-160 MALDs, miniature air-launched decoys. To a panicked Iranian radar operator staring at a chaotic screen, these tiny drones look exactly like a massive squadron of F-15s or F-16s screaming toward the capital. With the door kicked wide open, 5th-generation stealth fighters, including both U.S. and Israeli F-35s with possible F-22 Raptors, sliced through the airspace completely undetected. Ultimately, the Iranian air defense network wasn't just suppressed, it was completely dismantled, at least for the time period. Electronic warfare can also be attached to a Ford-class aircraft carrier, and this is how they use it. They said the airspace over Venezuela was impenetrable, locked down by the Russian-made S-300 anti-system, a beast capable of swatting aircraft out of the sky from 150 miles away. But in the dark night, the myth of invincibility didn't just crack, it evaporated. The opening salvo didn't come from pilots, but from physics. The US Gerald-R. stationed off the coast unleashed a barrage of electronic warfare so dense it didn't just jam the Venezuelan radar screens, it burned them white. The S-300 operators at Captain Manuel Rios Air Base were blind before they ever saw the missiles coming. The first kinetic strikes were surgical from a destroyer. 2 Tomahawk cruise missiles slammed into the S-300V and radar arrays. In an instant, the eyes of the Venezuelan defense network were turned into twisted, red-hot scrap metal. But one of the most dangerous electronic warfare comes from the disc-shaped objects attached to this Black Hawk helicopter. While the Pentagon hasn't officially disclosed the specific hardware, military experts often call this a soft kill system. So how does it actually work?
Makes me want to play it.
To understand the weapon, you first have to look at what it did.
Or Battlefield.
The most likely candidate for a weapon that creates that kind of internal pressure without external sound is a high-power microwave device. It relies on something called the Frey effect. The weapon, probably carried by a Chinook or a Black Hawk helicopter, fires a focus beam of pulse microwave energy, not sound waves, that passes right through the skull.
What?
These beams are absorbed by the water in the brain tissue and the fluid in the inner ear.
What?
This energy causes a minuscule rapid heating of the tissue, less than 1 degree Celsius. But that tiny sudden expansion generates a pressure wave inside the skull.
No way.
The consequence? The target hears a sound, clicks, buzzing, or a roar that originates inside their own head, bypassing the eardrums entirely. If the frequency is tuned to the resonance of the inner ear, it violently disrupts the body's balance, causing immediate vertigo. At higher power levels, that rapid tissue expansion can rupture capillaries, leading to the reported nosebleeds and internal trauma.
Hold up. This is talking about the same shit that took out Maduro. Hold up, let's go back a little bit.
Instead, the eyes of the Venezuelan defense network were turned into twisted, red-hot scrap metal. But one of the most...
Wait, were we talking about Venezuela this entire time? Oh, dude, I thought we were talking about Iran. Okay. Oh my god, I totally skipped over the fact that that said Venezuela on the screen. I was like, wait, what? This is pretty cool, though. Let's go back to where we were at, like right here. I'm sorry, guys, I'm running this for everybody.
But one of the most dangerous electronic warfare comes from the disc-shaped objects attached to this Black Hawk helicopter. While the Pentagon hasn't officially disclosed the specific hardware, military experts often call this a soft kill system. So how does it actually work? To understand the weapon, you first have to look at what it did. The most likely candidate for a weapon that creates that kind of internal pressure without external sound is a high-power microwave device. It relies on something called the Frey effect. The weapon, probably carried by a Chinook or a Black Hawk helicopter, fires a focus beam of pulse microwave energy, not sound waves, that passes right through the skull. These beams are absorbed by the water in the brain tissue and the fluid in the inner ear. This energy causes a minuscule rapid heating of the tissue, less than 1 degree Celsius. But that tiny sudden expansion generates a pressure wave inside the skull. The consequence? The target hears a sound, clicks, buzzing, or a roar that originates inside their own head, bypassing the eardrums entirely. If the frequency is tuned to the resonance of the inner ear, it violently disrupts the body's balance, causing immediate vertigo. At higher power levels, that rapid tissue expansion can rupture capillaries, leading to the reported nosebleeds and internal trauma. There's another possibility, a weaponized infrasonic pulse emitter. Instead of a continuous beam, this device would fire high-intensity slugs of low-frequency air pressure, below 20 Hz. These waves travel through the body and match the resonant frequency of internal organs like the stomach or lungs. High-intensity infrasound can actually cause cavitation, the formation of bubbles in bodily fluids.
Man, we're gonna need, like,
they create tiny shockwaves that damage tissue.
exosuits
The target
to live
feels
in
an
the
intense vibration in
future.
their gut, leading to severe nausea and effectively paralyzing them with pain and sickness. Tactically, the reports suggest U.S. forces use this technology as the ultimate force multiplier. The result was that the hundreds of Venezuelan guards mentioned in the reports were fought in a traditional gun battle. They were incapacitated, sick, dizzy, and bleeding, long before U.S. troops made contact. This allowed a small team of approximately 20 operators to walk virtually unopposed through a much larger force. We made original videos from scratch and animated by humans.
That's fucking hilarious. Did this really happen? I want to hear a story from somebody in the military that this really fucking happened. They just walked past a bunch of, like, incapacitated Venezuelan soldiers. Oh my god. That would be fucking hilarious. I'm sorry. Even if it's fucked up, it is absolutely fucked up. Don't get me wrong. That whole situation there, it seems like something from a movie. Like, somebody please make a movie of this. Actually, I might make a fucking spoof of that whole situation. Oh my god. We need a good comedy, guys. Maybe I should make comedy AI vids or something. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Ted Cruz just put a bullseye on both Tucker Carlson and Nick Fuentes at an anti-Semitism conference by labeling Tucker Carlson the most dangerous demagogue in the United States.
The most consequential of whom is Tucker Carlson. I believe Tucker Carlson is the single most dangerous demagogue in this country.
Okay, that's all we need to hear. Moving on. Israel to criminalize Christian prayer at Wailing Wall. Why? The Israeli Knesset passed a preliminary vote 56-47 on a bill that would hand the ultra-Orthodox chief rabbinate total authority over the Western Wall and criminalize any worship it deems desecration with up to 7 years in prison. That's fucking insane. I don't know why anybody would want to go to Israel, honestly. Like, this is going to kill Christian tourism to Israel. Like, do they really expect us all to, like, convert to be Zionist? Like, this is fucking nuts. I think they do. I think they're gonna try to force convert us. And then you're just gonna sit there and wonder, like, okay, I mean, Islam wanted the same thing for us. So, I don't know. It's just like, do you want Christian forced, or not really even Christian, do you want Judaism forced conversion, or do you want Muslim forced conversion? That's where it seems like we're at right now. Like Christians can be their own culture anymore. Be nice if we could get away from everybody at a certain location and, at least talk. Like now, we just gotta have everybody on top of each other. Which, I'm not totally against. In a perfect world where nobody's racist. Yeah, I love that idea, but we're not in that world. Jewish people are some of the most racist people I've ever seen in my entire life. I mean, I didn't think they were this way. Well, I can't say all of them. I won't overgeneralize. I just didn't know that Zionists were this way. I should probably put it that way. I didn't realize that they were so anti other types of Christian. I didn't realize they were so anti other types of religion and just everything. It's just it totally blows my mind. I didn't think they were this bad. I don't know. I knew a lot of good, loving Christians growing up, but usually the more authoritarian types were usually Zionist or Zion believers. Newly released White House report declares that COVID-19 likely originated from a lab involving gain-of-function research. To increase the global reach of existing supply, U.S. Treasury is providing a temporary authorization to permit countries to purchase Russian oil. What time is it? It's getting close to that time. I'm going to start the game here soon. I already said that. Why would President Trump share a clip stating Netanyahu is a deep, dark son of a bitch who's gotten us into endless wars? Trump shared this.
The war in Syria, and you may actually hear from grown-up reporters who are lying through their teeth or ignorant beyond imagining that, oh, the war in Syria, yes, Russia intervened in Syria. Well, do you know that that Obama tasked the CIA to overthrow the Syrian government starting 4 years before Russia intervened? What kind of nonsense is that? And how many times did the New York Times report on Operation Timber Sycamore, which was the presidential order to the CIA to overthrow Bashar al-Assad? 3 times in 10 years. This is not democracy. This is a game. And it's a game of narrative. Why did the U.S. invade Iraq in 2003? Well, first of all, it was completely phony pretenses. It wasn't, oh, we were so wrong, they didn't have weapons of mass destruction. They actually did focus groups in the fall of 2002 to find out what would sell that war to the American people. Abe Schultzky, if you want to know the name of the PR genius. They did focus groups on the war. They wanted the war all the time. They had to figure out how to sell the war to the American people, how to scare the shit out of the American people. It was a phony war. Where did that war come from? You know what? It's quite surprising. That war came from Netanyahu, actually. You know that? It's weird. And the way it is that Netanyahu had from 1995 onward the theory that the only way we're going to get rid of Hamas and Hezbollah is by toppling the governments that support them. That's Iraq, Syria, and Iran. And the guy's nothing if not obsessive. And he's still trying to get us to fight Iran this day, this week. He's a deep, dark son of a bitch, sorry to tell you, because he's gotten us into endless wars, and because of the power of all of this in the U.S. politics, he's gotten his way. But that war was totally phony. So what is this democracy versus dictatorship? Come on. These are not even sensible terms.
Here's my question with this particular U.S. authorizes sale of some Russian oil bypassing sanctions. How does the U.S. control this? I'm just kind of confused by that. How does the U.S. have authority over Russian oil? It's just kind of interesting. I guess Iran probably won't attack Russian ships as they're passing through Hormuz. So it's kind of like we're using Russia to get around some of this junk. I mean, it will help oil to a degree. I don't know how much, though. Bypassing sanctions temporarily. Interesting. Temporarily is the interesting part. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says President of the United States is taking decisive steps to promote stability in global energy markets and working to keep prices low as we address the threat and instability posed by the terrorist Iranian regime. To increase the global reach of existing supply, U.S. Treasury is providing a temporary authorization to permit countries to purchase Russian oil currently stranded at sea. This narrowly tailored short-term measure applies only to oil already in transit and will not provide significant financial benefit to the Russian government, which derives the majority of its energy revenue from taxes assessed at the point of extraction. President Trump's pro-energy policies have driven U.S. oil and gas production to record levels, contributing to lower fuel prices for hardworking Americans. The temporary increase in oil prices is a short-term and temporary disruption that will result in a massive benefit to our nation and economy in the long term. So I guess that's his official account saying that. For some reason, I tend to trust Scott Bessent more than some of the other ones. I don't know why. I'm not saying fully. You know my motto. What did I just say? Model? You know my motto. Don't trust anybody. I mean it too. I mean it. Don't trust your nanny. Don't trust your sister. Don't trust your mother. Don't trust your dog. Your dog might have a bomb strapped to it one day when it jumps on you to lick you. I'm just kidding. I hope not. God. What kind of betrayal would that be? Your best friend. One American News says despite overwhelming military superiority and crushing decapitation strikes, Matt Gaetz argues that victory against Iran may be further away than most think and warns of the significant political, economic, and human cost of extended. Speed this up. Zoom, baby.
Into this question. Who is actually winning the war between the United States and Iran? One way to understand who is winning is to judge the conflict against each side's stated objectives. The United States has set a maximalist objective, unconditional surrender by the Iranian regime and dismantling of its military power completely. Iran's objective is much simpler. Just stay in power. The Iranian leadership believes it can do that through a war of attrition, raising the cost of the conflict so high on other countries that U.S. allies will pressure Washington to end the war or seek an off-ramp before the regime collapses. American and allied strikes have killed a lot of people, that's true, and we've broken a lot of Iran's military equipment, but unfortunately, we've seen in America that the destruction of a regime's military hardware itself doesn't generate total and complete surrender. If it did, Iraq would have taken a couple of months. Afghanistan would have been resolved in weeks. But those wars drug on for years because a regime can quickly turn into an insurgency. President Trump has described the operation as progressing very far ahead of schedule, arguing that the campaign has already severely weakened Iran's ability to project military power. We wish wars were decided by battlefield damage, who broke the other side's stuff more. If that were true, we would have won the Vietnam War, the Iraq War, the Afghanistan War. But increasingly, we see in each of these events that wars are decided by whether the political goals of each side are achieved. Iran's strategy has been to spread pain across the Persian Gulf. Tehran understands it cannot defeat the United States militarily. Instead, it's trying to force American partners, particularly these wealthy Gulf states, to absorb economic and security costs for this war with the hopes that they'll then pressure Washington to stop. And there is evidence that Iran has partially succeeded in imposing those costs. Iranian missile and drone strikes have targeted energy infrastructure, ports, shipping lanes, and even American installations throughout the Gulf. A drone attack on Saudi Arabia's Aramco refinery forced the operations to halt temporarily. That contributed to spikes in global oil prices. Iranian missiles struck Bahrain, damaging areas near the U.S. Fifth Fleet headquarters. headquarters and hitting a tanker in that port. Qatar has faced missile strikes, tanker attacks, and port disruptions. These attacks are not designed to win territory. They're designed to create economic shock, oil price spikes, disrupted liquefied natural gas exports, closed airspace, and an insurance crisis for global shipping. It's easy to see these objectives being achieved. Some Gulf governments are already signaling discomfort with the widening conflict. The United Arab Emirates has publicly called for de-escalation and diplomatic negotiations after a refinery in their country was just hit by an Iranian missile. Secretary of War Pete Hegseth is adamant that the war is not expanding.
I see in the media banners that say war expanding or war spread. It's actually the opposite. It's actually quite contained, and more of those countries are coming on side.
The war is more contained because more allies are coming on our side? I just don't understand that. By that standard, you'd have to believe that when Russia joined the Allied forces in 1941, that World War II was indeed contracting. So who is winning? If the metric is battlefield damage, the United States clearly holds the advantage. Iran's military infrastructure and leadership have suffered these losses. But if the metric is regime survival, each passing day gives Iran the argument that their regime isn't going anywhere. Iran is still fighting, still launching missiles, albeit less of them. They're still attempting to make the war painful. America's winning these battles. Iran is fighting to win the clock. Whether Tehran survives will depend less on missiles and more on whether or not the region and the American public decide that this war's costs are worth paying. And Americans will pay that price at the pump, at the grocery store, and by spilling the blood of our bravest patriots. Maybe that's why General Flynn thinks America needs an off-ramp.
We're engaged. I'm not necessarily for this action, to be honest with you. You really want diplomacy to succeed. And what we've always said is that war is a failure of diplomacy. It's one of these old adages about, you may not want war, but war wants you. And once it gets a hold of you, Matt, it's very hard to extract. So
that's why Jim Flynn, I don't know, should be more important. I mean, just for saying stuff like that. I'm not saying that he's the best guy in the world or anything like that. I know everybody's got beef with everybody, but whenever people say stuff like that, you do have to kind of be like, hey, cool, he said it. He said the thing. I like that. Say it again. Say it some more. I want to see some more people say shit like that. Come on now. Anyway.
At some point in time, and very soon, President Trump's going to have to figure out is, to declare
war is a failure of diplomacy. That's what I'm talking about, just in case you're confused, like I did kind of ramble.
Victory and go home.
Pump, the grocery store, and by spilling the blood of our bravest patriots. Maybe that's why General Flynn thinks America needs an off-ramp.
We're engaged. I'm not necessarily for this action, to be honest with you. You really want diplomacy to succeed. And what we've always said is that war is a failure of diplomacy. It's one of these old adages about, you may not want war, but war wants you. And once it gets a hold of you, Matt, it's very hard to extract. So at some point in time, and very soon, President Trump's going to have to figure out is, to declare victory and go home.
War's like an anaconda, wrapping around you, breaking your bones. You're struggling to get away. It's about to chop your head off. And then, suddenly, you see a machete stuck next to you on the ground. And you grab it and you slice the head off. I feel like that's a half-decent analogy. I don't know. Anyways, nearly $1 trillion wiped out from the U.S. stock market today. That's fun. How many more trillions we got left in the stock market? That's my next question. I feel like there's been quite a few trillions knocked out over the past few weeks. That's why I'm just like, how many more we got? I don't feel like the world's full of trillions, but I don't know. I really don't know how much money's out there at this point. I really don't, because, whatever the hell happened during COVID, we just went nuts with money. The Strait of Hormuz standoff could trigger global shipping crisis. It already has. This is from March 10th.
So you're saying they haven't shut it down, but are the boats there, the ships, under threat from Iran? But if the Trump administration, if our military escorts the ships, will they be okay going through the strait? Or are you trying to say that it's actually the United States shutting it down? What clearly are you saying?
I want to be crystal clear, as I've been publishing for years. I think if this happens, and we're at this now, we are at the this I've been warning about. If this happens, we end up going to war with Iran. I think the Zionist structures will close the Strait of Hormuz through some mechanism, and they'll blame Iran because they're the ones who want to create. Those are the guys who push the death jabs. Those are the guys that are trying to create global depopulation, right? They're clearly trying to create, and they're clearly trying to destroy the Gulf states, all the Gulf states, including Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Bahrain, Qatar, Kuwait. I mean, the whole works. They're working to destroy them and Iran.
This is Michael Young and Lindell TV. What's her name again? I always forget her name. Where's it on the screen? Emily Robinson? Is that her name? Anyways.
Iran, right? And so if U.S. warships try to go through the Strait of Hormuz, I would expect they're going to take some fire, right? I mean, they could be sunk, obviously.
Emerald Robinson. I'm sorry, I couldn't see it.
But now, are actual ships closed from going through? I don't know. Has anybody tried? Right? And that's one thing that seems to be frustrating Trump is that nobody seems. He's telling them basically show some courage
they say they're also concerned about
go
the
through.
insurance,
They can't get
right?
insurance.
That's what I was going to say. London has essentially said they cut off the insurance. They're not going to take that risk. So that is keeping a lot of ships from moving, correct?
Right, and Maersk isn't going, of course. That's another reason why we were just in Denmark, because Maersk is a key player in Panama. As you can see, China is threatening MSC, and Maersk right now is just in the news. I was just looking at it a couple of hours ago. That's one of the reasons we were just in Denmark. It's right on the Danish Strait, and Maersk basically owns Denmark. China has a shipping company called Costco. Maersk has a country called Denmark. That's why I call it Denmarsk, right? Maersk is a big player in all this, as is MSC. But all the players that are not. Nobody's going through at this point. Nobody big anyway. And so obviously if this continues, and I think it will because I think, look, they're turning off the nitrogenous fertilizer supply. That's why we were at BASF in Germany before Nord Stream got hit, because we predicted they want to deindustrialize the Zionists. They want to deindustrialize Europe, and they want to take out Germany and stack their effect by also causing massive famines. That's why they closed Groningen. That's why when they take out these power plants, they blow them up. Like the Germans blew up that power plant. They did it themselves a couple months ago, and they made a big live show out of it. You can see they blew up a nuclear plant down in Bavaria, right? I mean, you can't make up this stuff. So, I mean, the water infrastructure is being reduced, screw worms coming back in the United States, so many different things. I could go on for hours, but I know we only have minutes.
They just also approved the lab-grown meat, right, in the United States, Bill Gates' lab-grown meat. It seems like all the pieces are falling into place, lining up for the event that you have long warned of. Michael Yon, before we run out of time, I do want to touch on something, because a few moments ago in our conversation, you noted, and I have heard this as well, particularly as it relates to Argentina. I had some friends down there recently, and they were noting the number of Israelis that are in Argentina, particularly Patagonia. But you noted, or you said just a moment ago, that the Zionist movement is actually very detrimental to the state of Israel, or Israelis. In a recent tweet, you also said, quote, Zionism is a political movement developed in large part by Protestant British colonial interests and promoted in large part also by American evangelical Christians and anti-Jewish groups. Get Jews out of Europe and into a kill box where they belong mentality. There's actually a really good book I read on this lately called Dark Crusade by Cliff Kirikoff, who kind of lays out the historical context of all of this. Can you just explain this a little bit more? Because I don't think I have heard anyone really saying it in this way.
Now from Bill Malugin, the following reporter. Senior federal law enforcement confirms our reporting that the suspect is dead. Additionally told the suspect's body is badly burned. He was killed by armed security. Bill is told that he rammed the car into the building, had a rifle, got into a shootout with security who killed him. The car was on fire inside, and that would obviously be the source of the smoke coming out of that building. So it would appear now that the immediate threat to the synagogue is over, but now we're dealing with the aftermath. Now from Bill Malugin, the following reporter. Senior federal law enforcement confirms our reporting that the suspect is dead. Additionally told the suspect's body is badly burned. He was killed by armed security.
I realized that was repeating. U.S. Bank Tower in L.A. acquired by Larry Silverstein. Probably nothing. Britney Spears was basically enslaved for 13 years, says Liz Crokin.
For people that don't know, Britney Spears was under an illegal conservatorship where she basically was enslaved for about 13 years. She had all of her human rights taken away from her. She did not have access to phones. She didn't have access to her own money. Her wealth was actually stolen from her. She was drugged. She was thrown into these mental health facilities. She was slandered constantly by the media, especially by TMZ. And when she finally gave testimony, her testimony about what had happened to her, which was in 2021, she compared to what happened to her to sex trafficking. And it's my strong opinion that that was not a mistake. Britney Spears, without a doubt, was trafficked by very powerful people around her, including her team. And when I say trafficked, I mean she was slave labor. She was forced to work against her will. She had all human rights stripped from her. I also believe that she may have been sex trafficked, and that is why she compared what happened to her to sex trafficking. Now, where she ties to Jeffrey Epstein is, number one, that she has been photographed with a woman named Rachel Chandler, who's believed to be another main trafficker for Jeffrey Epstein, who is allegedly way worse than Ghislaine Maxwell, if you can believe that. And then furthermore, more recently, in the Jeffrey Epstein files that were just released, she's mentioned several times, and there's even references to her talking about doing some kind of neurological or mind control type experiments on her, which is very concerning, because if people understand Project Monarch and MK Ultra, it's a very concerning thing. So those are two ways how she's tied to Jeffrey Epstein, but I do believe that there are probably many more ties, and I do believe that that information will come out.
Well, you had also posted that there was a possibility that she could be a witness when it came to the Epstein investigation, and even had pointed out, the timing of her DUI arrest, according to TMZ, maybe possibly being related to the fact that Epstein became high profile again with the investigation and the file dumps.
Right. So it's my opinion that there's probably been several famous young girls, Hollywood stars, that have been trafficked in Jeffrey Epstein's network, either to him and or his clients or associates. Jeffrey Epstein, his associates, had not just their pedophile code words, they also have what I believe to be code names for some of their sex slaves, and one of them is Snow White. You just put up a post I did on it. Yeah, there it is. One of them is Snow White, and so I just have an ongoing theory that possibly one of the Snow White sex slaves could have been Britney Spears, because she has used that name repeatedly through the years, and you can just see what I wrote about how she used Snow White as a nickname when she would check into hotels, or an alias, and then how Jeffrey Epstein's associate Jess Staley was emailing Jeffrey Epstein about Snow White. They also referenced Beauty and the Beast, or Beauty and the Beast, and so I do believe that these names are nicknames for some of the sex slaves. I do believe that they named some of their sex slaves, and again, I do believe that some of these sex slaves were famous people. And I also believe that to be true with Diddy's trafficking ring as well. I do believe that there's been some very famous people that were trafficked within that ring as well.
Well, I mean, I don't want to divert us from the topic, but Ariana Grande, there's so many weird videos with her, and her even mentioning that she couldn't remember something because of some treatment that she had. I'm like, okay, that sounds like MK Ultra, like you had your mind memory altered. So, I mean, I'm definitely on the same page there.
Well, I was just going to add, in one of the emails, there was a reference to some kind of plant and or drug that Jeffrey Epstein and his associates allegedly used that actually erased, like what it does is it erases your memory. So, that would not be surprising at all. I mean, a lot of these rapists and sex traffickers, pedophiles, they drug their victims. They do it all the time. So it wouldn't surprise me if they found a powerful drug that was so powerful where they could just erase someone's memory. And again, there was evidence in Jeffrey Epstein's emails that they were doing exactly that.
Falls, then the problem would be solved. But Iran is no longer Iran of the past. Iran is no longer that big nation, that regional strong arm. We are working against Iran in many ways, and in ways that would be revealed at a later stage. And I can say that Israel is much stronger, much greater than it has been in the past. We need to recognize this. And I believe we all recognize the fact that we will reach to the kingdom.
He's so delusional.
We will make it to the return of the Messiah, but this will not happen next Thursday. The lives of nations is always precarious and surrounded with threats. Our survival, our endurance is a result of alliances that we forge for our existence to be stronger. No doubt we are moving from one battle to another, from the establishment, and with this battle now, with this operation, Israel has become stronger than ever.
Here. Did I watch Owen's video? I never watched it earlier. Why he didn't have a show today? I'm kind of curious what he was mad about. We're about to start the game though, like right after this video.
Well, it's just about 3 o'clock Central here. And normally I would be doing the Owen report right now, but I've decided that we're not going to do a show today. And I'm sorry to the audience that was looking forward to it. I promise I'll make it up to you. I'll explain that later in the video, but I want to explain why I'm not doing a show today. It's very rare, if ever, that I don't want to go on air. I love broadcasting. It was my dream job when I was in high school.
I gotta speed this up.
So I love it.
Gonna talk too
but
much.
I can already tell a day like today is going to be a struggle session, and you're going to say things that maybe you normally wouldn't, or will be taken out of context or misunderstood. But
all right, I'm just gonna put it on screen.
this is supposed to be our time of peace and prosperity, and we're far from it.
We don't gotta look at him.
And I'm so disgusted at what I'm seeing in American politics today. I don't know if I could say it's worse than ever, but it feels like it. It feels like it, and maybe that's because of the betrayal from Trump is why it feels worse now than ever before. It's not like it's a new thing that the news is corrupt and politics is corrupt and the world is corrupt. It's not like that's new, but it was supposed to be different. This was supposed to be our time. This was supposed to be our run. Peace, prosperity, America first, common sense, fixing the country, saving the country. And it's anything but today. It's anything but. It's so far from it today, it's unfathomable. And so I'm doing my normal news consumption, news aggregation, and it's just death, destruction, hate, division, death, destruction, hate, division. And that's so not who I am. That is so the antithesis of who I am. And so I just can't do it today. I can't do it today. I'm not going to do it today. I'm not going to add to the hate. I'm not going to add to the division. I can't sit here and do another 3 hours of death and destruction. I can't do it today. And I would also suggest for those that watch the Owen Report and we're going to tune in today, you know, if you can, take that time instead and spend it with friends and family. You know, get outside, do something you enjoy, have some fun. Try to separate yourself from this corrupt political world that we're in, at least for a day, because it's just so draining and it can be so depressing. It's so disgusting. I mean, again, it's just death and destruction, death and destruction. I wake up, you know, more oil tankers on fire. Another country in the Middle East bombed. Multiple countries in the Middle East bombed. Hey, it's okay. We're going to let soldiers rape prisoners now. We're going to celebrate that. And then I look at MAGA. I look at my friends. I look at people like Laura Loomer, who's out here, who says the most disgusting, vile things about Muslims. And then she goes on her account today and says, oh, if you are critical of Israel, you're responsible for the synagogue shooting in Michigan.
Well,
like, what is that trash? What is that complete trash?
Excuse me?
I see people attacking Nick Sordor. Nick Sordor has been extremely loyal to Trump. Nick Sordor has been mostly positive in this crazy time of MAGA Trump 2025, 2026. And he has one little criticism over the Massey ordeal. And now these MAGA cult members are attacking Nick Sordor, who's like one of your best allies. It's just, I'm sick of it. I can't stand it. I can't stand these people. I can't stand the hate. I can't stand the division. It's not who I am. I'm not going to be a part of it today. I'm not going to be a part of it today. I'm not going to go on air and show you all the death and destruction. I'm not going to go on air and show you all the division.
He started out calm
and
everything.
The American media,
see where it ended
politics. I'm not going to do that to you today. I can't even do it to myself anymore.
Where's the bed?
So I'm not going to do that to you
level
today. But I think that the ultimate realization that's starting to sink in, and there's still a level of denial. But the ultimate realization is everything we thought we were getting with Trump is just not happening. I don't know how else to explain it. It's not happening. We get mass fraud exposed in dozens of states in the last 3 months. I mean, mass fraud. Another big one in California. Nothing.
I got any beds?
And then I have to sit here and watch a Senate hearing where they're trying to pretend like we didn't bomb a school in Iran. We didn't just kill hundreds of schoolgirls in Iran because of bad intelligence, and that this war is just a disaster. Like, what the hell is going on? So, you know, everything we hoped, everything we thought we were going to get with this Trump administration, with MAGA, it seems like it's beyond dead. It seems like it's died and has returned and is like now a vampire or a zombie, and now it's coming for us. And I have to sit here and watch whatever is left of it tell me I have to hate Tucker Carlson or tell me I have to support a foreign country, and you know, I'm done. This isn't who I am. This isn't what we supported. This isn't what we promote. This isn't what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be in peace and prosperity. We're supposed to be putting America first. We're supposed to see the great rebound, the great reform. That's what we're supposed to be getting. And instead it's just hate and death and destruction and division. I can't do it today. I'm not going to do that to you today. I'm not going to add to that today. It's not who I am. It's not who I want to be. And that's all there is. That's all the news cycle currently has to offer us. So I'm not going to do it. Now, I will tell you, I will be live later tonight. I have a pre-scheduled interview, so I will be live later tonight. And I think what we'll do is we'll do 4 hours tomorrow to kind of pick up some of the slack.
I want to watch.
But I can't go on air and be effective today because the world is so crazy and the current news cycle, political cycle is so crazy, and today is so crazy
yapping?
I'm going to need 24 hours to properly digest all of this and actually be able to do a good news transmission tomorrow.
Shut up here
so
in a minute.
I would also say, don't let it get you down.
Now.
You know, life is good. The world outside of politics is still a good place. Most people are still good people. I know it seems that it's hard to find good people when you follow news and politics. It seems like most of them end up being just disgusting monsters. So I would say,
courtyard.
Just remember what you love in life. You know, spend some time with friends and family. Watch a good movie you enjoy. Read a good book you enjoy. Go do activities you enjoy. Go do wholesome stuff. And just don't let American politics get you down, because it's really just usual. It's really just politics and business as usual. And again, that's why it's so depressing, because we thought it would be different when Trump, and now we're looking at it, we're like, wow, this might be worse than ever. So that's what's going on. But we'll do a 4 hour show. We're going to start at 2 o'clock tomorrow and do a 4 hour show instead of a normal 3 hour show. But today was just so crazy with the news. Like this. You have that incident at the Michigan Israel temple. Did you know a month ago they just did a federal drill there? They literally just did a drill a month ago at that exact temple. Like, here we go again. So it's too crazy. It's too insane. There's too much hate. There's too much division. There's too much disgust. There's too much death. There's too much destruction. Not today. I'm not going to do that to myself today. I'm not going to do that to you today. And my guess is a lot of people feel the same way. My guess is a lot of people are kind of feeling the same thing right now. So I felt it was a better use to just voice this and say this, and then actually do a show tomorrow that I can actually do a proper news transmission. It's not going to be a struggle session and too overdriven by the disgust and the death and destruction and hatred and division that we're seeing right now in politics today. So God is good. Life is good. Remember that. It sucks. Politics is still corrupt as it's ever been, maybe more. It sucks that we were supposed to be in a time of peace and prosperity, and it looks like it's everything but. It sucks that MAGA and some of the people that were part of it or are still a part of it just turned out to be jokers and goons and clowns and hate mongers and warmongers and just sick people. So that's really all I had to say today. That's really all I have to say. As far as all the crazy news going on right now, I think it's better for me to take 24 hours to digest it and then actually be able to do a proper news transmission. It'll take 4 hours tomorrow. But that's just where I'm at. I think this is the most important thing I can say. This is the most important thing I can do today. The news isn't going anywhere. But just wow, what a day to sit here. And now we're talking about, oh, we might need boots on the ground. It's just like, what a disaster. What a mess. What a mess. And anybody that still supports this mess and tries to carry water for this mess, I don't know how much longer that's going to last. And then we see, the blame game happening in the hate division. I'm out. Not today. Not today,
That
Satan.
hurt me? Really?
So I will be back later tonight. I already had a previous interview scheduled, so I'll be back. But it's just better I don't do a show today. It's better I just take 24 hours to digest all of this.
I can't
and then
believe
do a
he's
4-hour
still
show tomorrow.
talking.
So God bless.
I
Godspeed.
sped that
Might
up.
upload a video here or there if I get the inkling to.
That
But I
was
also, at this point, I
1.5
think I might
the
just tune
speed.
out for the next 3 hours or so because it's
I
just
think he's been
overwhelming.
talking
Too
for
much
like an
hate,
hour
too much
now.
division, too much death, too much destruction. It's not who I am. Do too much of it.
Get
So
outta here,
it's time to just
bro.
turn it off.
Yeah.
I won't recommend you do the same. You might want to do the same. Maybe you should. You make your own decisions here, but I cannot do a proper show today. It's too much. It's not who I am. And so we're just going to take 24 hours to digest
How
it
did I
all
already
and do
use
it
all my
tomorrow. But,
stamina?
we'll miss you guys, so we'll have fun tomorrow. And if you do want to tune in, we'll share the interview tonight on X. It'll be about 6:30 Central. But despite the absolute filth and the disgust and all the stuff we see in the world of politics, life is still good. Most people out there are good people. You're a good person. So just try to remember that. It's sad what's happened in politics. We thought we were turning it around. Looks like we're not. Maybe it's worse than ever. But most people here are still good.
Did it take over
Most
the
people are still good people.
castle?
You're a good person. And so just try to enjoy life through all the noise that comes out of this corrupt political world. Seems to be getting harder
I don't
every
see
day,
the gate
but
anywhere.
you got to remember to do it. So
I guess
probably see
the
you guys
gate's
later
inside.
tonight. No own report today. We'll be back tomorrow at 2 o'clock Central. We'll do an extended broadcast to make up for today's missed show.
Guess he was crying today? Is that what that was? Where's the door? We have a map, damn it. How do I get in this place? I think I'm going towards the gate, wherever it's at. Did I find the path finally? Somehow I ended up at the back of the castle. Guess I went the wrong way. Where's the gate at? I see all this shit everywhere. The gate's close. It's gotta be. Really? Is that gonna hurt my feet? Ow! Ow! Owie! I guess Argonians are immune. Oh wait, did I close this one down already? I think I did. Yeah. It's supposed to be right here. So where is it at? Did another one open up in here? Yeah, this is Kavach. This is the first gate I think I closed. So what am I doing here? I'm doing something here. Shit. No, there's no dragons in this game. I was just like thinking to myself, like, what did this? What kind of demon did this shit? Ain't trying to weigh myself down. Ain't trying to over encumber. What's up, Chica?
Good tidings,
Am I
citizen.
talking to you? Which one
What's
am I
going
talking
on with
to?
you? I saw some mud crabs by the water recently. I steered clear of them. Well, at least they're slow and not too bright.
I need some music. What am I doing? I'm sorry, guys. I'm like, why does it feel all quiet? I'm not used to this shit. I need some man music. Give me some man music. Actually, let me... Ah, crap. I gotta grab my frickin' SSD, man. Forgot to plug it in. I'll give us some temporary music. How about that? Hurry up. Hurry up, ho. You're being slow. Don't be this way. Thank you, thank you. I'll play that song that I didn't finish earlier. Alright, be right back. Okie dokie. After this song, I'll start the other music up.
Well then, I have few enough men to spare, but you have more than earned our help. I will send what aid I can. Ruma must not share the fate of our city.
Hell yeah.
Good day.
That was easy. Already won his favor. Why is it still there? I closed it. I don't know why it's still on the map. Down there somewhere? I guess it is. What am I looking for again? I don't even know, actually. I'm just following this thing. I thought I spawned inside there. I'm supposed to change the song. Why does it keep playing that? Oh, it was looping the song. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. That makes more sense now. Okie dokie. Hopefully it'll actually play this time. We're just gonna play from everything. I haven't heard this song in a long time.
for an old beggar?
Greetings, Argon.
Only asking for a single coin.
I'm gonna go down now. What the hell's up with this place?
Oh my god!
Yeah, that's what it says, it's gonna hurt. What did it say? Door to the what? Dude. I'm so confused. I'm so confused. Where's this dot at? This way. Huh? It was already there. Yeah, I went straight to it. So what? I'm so confused. There's so many damn pointer things on the map right now on my compass. It's kind of screwing me up. I guess I'm going in here.
Good morning.
Yay, I found it. I think. I don't know. Up there somehow. Some way. How do I get up there? Oh shit, no. Keep going that way. Son of a bitch. I gotta lock every single damn door. How do I get over there? I gotta break in. Oh wait, I didn't even see those other stairs. They sleep with their swords on? That's kind of funny. They always ready, aren't they? That looks like it hurts. I wouldn't sleep like that. Ow. Always ready. I'm gonna just break this shit. I don't care. I got to go to jail. Fucking A. No! Son of a bitch. I just used all my fucking pins. Give me another way in. I don't even know what I'm doing here. Bro, I'm so stupid. Holy shit. That's the door. Who am I here to talk to? Castle Skingrad Lord's Manor. How am I supposed to talk to him? Well, I can't get in it, so I don't know how I'm supposed to talk to him.
Let's hear it.
Just don't be fooled. Well met.
I guess I'm going to a different one. For whatever reason, this one's not working. I don't know if I'm supposed to visit it at night or what, but it's not letting me go in. What's this about? Should I go to this one? Let's go talk to him.
From the Blades, did you say? Joffrey sent you? What's this about? Quickly now. This is terrible news. Under normal circumstances, I would dispatch a legion or two to Bruma immediately. But the circumstances are not normal, are they? I've been pleading for troops for Cyrodiil for weeks, but the generals assure me that the entire Imperial army is already fully committed. Besides, I'd have a full-scale political crisis on my hands if I tried to pull any troops out of the provinces. I'm sorry, but the cities of Cyrodiil will have to fend for themselves for the time being. Bye.
Working my reptilian slang, or I don't know, pronunciation. Bye.
All visitors to the Imperial Palace are asked to keep their voices down.
Got a nice suit, bro.
Is in session.
Hell yeah. I got a gold shield just like your suit. Actually, that suit's a lot like that armor that I lost last episode.
Respect for the Imperial
Still haven't forgotten about it. Had some really cool armor and I had to give it up for that loser son of the Emperor. Oh no. I don't even know. Go up here.
Yes.
Oh shit. Why did it open? Shit. I didn't mean to go in here. Fucking A. Hold up, I gotta go back. He's gonna fucking come after me. Yeah, they're gonna come after me. I gotta reload. This game's so finicky about breaking laws and shit. I don't know why. The most recent one. Is that it? Not this one. This one. There we go. I think this is right. What time of the day is it?
Good evening.
I bet I gotta wait. Yeah, it's 9 p.m. Let's... Actually, can we sleep somewhere? Let's go sleep somewhere. Y'all got any beds? Back here. Where's the church at? Let's go sleep in the church. Come right back.
Hi.
Did he say hi, or was he like getting on to me? church yet. I need a church. Fuck, we're in a different part of the... Damn it! Different area. Where is it? There's no church up here? Y'all gotta have a church up here. Oh wait, here it is. Always sleep in the church. Don't judge me.
Well met.
Huh. I like that beard. It's a nice beard. Anyways. There's beds down here if you ever need to find a bed so you can level up.
Hi there.
I need to sleep and pass time.
Not a bad way to make some money if you got the stone.
I know you're using this. Oh, I thought I saw somebody over there. Some red. Gold? What is that? Oh, nothing. Never mind. I keep forgetting I can play in first person. The game actually does look better in first person. What's up, babe? I need a little bit of privacy, so... It's 10 hours. He should be up by 8, don't you think? If he's not up by 8, then fuck him. I'll make breakfast myself. Okay, let's level up. Level 9. Let's turn up our strength. We haven't turned up our strength in a while. What else? Speed. Turn that up all the way. And one more. What's the lowest one? This one? No? Yep. You bitch! She was like watching me sleep. The hell? I sleep naked. You serious? She saw everything. Where'd she go?
Hello.
She's shifty. I don't think I like that lady. There you are. I saw you. Hey.
Blessings of the Nine. I'm Otessa the healer.
Oh yeah, sure.
By the grace of Mara, I offer advanced training in the restoration arts.
You look like a man.
Everyone is waiting to see if Farwell and his knights return from inside that dreadful Oblivion Gate.
That might be a tranny. I don't know.
I don't know where it came from, but a mysterious gate appeared outside the walls of our city. The way the guards are reacting, it must be a threat. They're massing as if bracing for
Are
an
you sure
attack.
you're a woman? I don't know. I'm out of
They're
here.
seeing you.
You better not be seeing me. Weird ass woman, man, whatever you are. Get over there. We can swim, we're Argonian. Best part of being Argonian, actually. I've killed so many enemies just by going into the water. They'll be like chasing me. I'm like, ah! Just go straight into a big pool of water. They will not come back out with you. I'll just die in the middle of the water, floating. Kind of fun. Where's it at? Shit. Damn it. I keep following the wrong one. Where's the one I need? Where's the one I need? There it is. Looking at the red cursor at the top there. In case anybody's curious on what I'm trying to look for.
How are you?
Don't ask me that right now. It's one of them moments. I ought to be nicer to NPCs in real life.
Hi there.
Please, although I'm concerned about the safe return of my son and the closing of the gate, please see Aminus Gregory for all of the details. With a possible attack, I must be free to make preparations. Good luck.
Can't believe that lady was watching me sleep. I'm still upset. Who am I talking to now? You? Did I say the wrong thing?
Please, with a possible...
What?
Please, although I'm concerned about the safe return of my son and the closing of the gate, please see Aminus Gregory for all of the details. With a possible attack looming, I must be free to make preparations.
What?
Let's hear it.
Please, although I'm concerned about the safe return of my son and the closing of the gate, please see Aminus Gregory for all of the details.
Who is that? What? Are you the guy?
Yes.
You're not the guy. Animus Gregory? What?
Yes.
Son of a bitch. Why do I keep hitting a dead end?
Good morning.
It's like the second one. Don't tell me I gotta come back at a different time. I'll look it up later. I don't want to waste time. Can't do it from in here. That's stupid. Now I can do it. Meow, 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 meow.
The city's alive, electric dreams, they thrive, they thrive, they thrive, they thrive, and then thrive. Anytime now.
Hello there. It's you, Regulus Terentius, Count Brofil. I doubt that you have anything to say that I need to hear.
It's a dick thing to say.
I understand the need to help defend the heir to the throne. A duty we all share. But with an Oblivion Gate threatening Breville, I need all my soldiers here.
Okay.
there's a modest shack overlooking the canal. It's not much to look at, but the smell will soon make you forget how ugly it is.
Yeah, I'm not paying that much.
It's of no great consequence. I won't risk my guard attacking that infernal Oblivion Gate. We'll hold the walls and hope for the best. He thinks to use his position as head of the Elder Council to make himself emperor. He will not succeed. You see,
what do you want me to do? Oh no! Give me just a second. Oops. I didn't know it turned on. Tell me that you're on, damn it. There it goes. That was weird. It'd be like that.
Greetings, Argonian.
Greetings, human. What are you?
Afternoon.
You Nord? What are you? What are you?
Good to see you.
Sure about that? I'm a killer. It's my reptilian voice. I'm a killer. Hey, is that my horse? Damn it, what happened to my horse? I still have no clue what happened to my horse. I'm gonna find it randomly in the fucking road somewhere. Do I gotta take care of this gate first? I guess so. Hell yeah. Favorite part, baby. Let's go on in. I used to be scared of these things when I was a kid. I don't know why. I would like do the other missions. I wouldn't go inside the hell gates. I don't know why. I was just like, I ain't going to hell. Saw the health bar for a second. Why's the ground shaking? Oh shit. I'm on fire. I didn't realize I was on fire. Oh, the ground's hurting me. I didn't realize. Is that what's hurting me? I don't even know what's hurting me. Oh wait, no, it's probably those things. Yeah. Never mind. I'm retarded. Where's am I going? What's the fucking... Oh, it's right here. Can I go around it? Really? You think I can like fucking book it? Hey, I made it. That was easy. Oh shit, here we go. back. Fire salts. She's got her glow suit on. That's pretty neat. Get some shit like that. The fucking raves, man. I like this door. Kind of neat. It's heavy fucking metal, man. That's my fucking metal music right now. Hold up. Next song. Next song. Next song. Do I got any metal music right now? It doesn't want to give me anything. I'm just gonna go with this. Got enough groove to go with. Alright. Power portal. Is there anything else I'm supposed to do here? Fuck it. You know what? I might just run past everybody. Shit, I need to see that guy. Fucking A, guys. Shit! Ow, bitch. Miss me. Ow. Where did I switch to? My fucking arrows. Oh, that's sad. I better have arrows, man. Run! How's my stamina not going up? Oh, fucking electricity or something. Pretty effective. Ah, shit. As long as I hit him. I'm gonna get all my arrows back too. Ah, shit. Oh, that was delayed. I can level up again? Shit. Glad this works. I didn't think it was gonna work. Thankfully they're dumb enough to keep doing this shit. Ow. Shit. They're getting desperate now. He's almost dead. Shit. Missed it. Fucking A, quit missing. There we go, got one of them. And boom. And one more. Got him. You're next, bro. Got him. Get my arrows back. 7 arrows? I should have more in his face than that. Damage fatigue. I love how the song ends right at the end of that. Now we get some rock and roll. I got it on random right now, so. Bass ring? Is that what that says? Base ring? Let's take it, why not? 12 arrows? I got 12 arrows back, hell yeah. Where's the other guy? One more guy. 11 arrows, hell yeah. I have to save a lot of my arrows. 43 arrows. Love it. My shield. Heavy as fuck. Hold up. Actually, I think it's better than my shield right now. Actually, it's about the same. That one weighs more. No, thank you. Going up this way? No. Where's the door at? I see something. Let's go up or what? Dark Salvation. What's that like? Dark Salvation. Whoa, what the fuck? That goblin like got big. Shit, run, 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 fuck! I'll leave if I got to. I like to eat the hearts of my enemies. Not literally, just in the game. I have to say that. Some people will believe me. Lots of crazy, retarded people in the world. I know I say it a lot, but I always gotta remind people how retarded everybody is. I gotta remind people how retarded cool that looks. Holy shit. Anyways. I like this mace, actually. I probably need to prepare some shit. Yup! Well, I was thinking about it. I don't know why I thought about it. Randomly thought about repairing my shit, and I'm like, yup, I definitely need it. Where's the repair hammers at? Where you at, bro? I don't got any repair hammers? You are joking. Really? 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 You're kidding? Alright. Well, I guess we ain't fixing anything right now. Is this the door I was going to? Wait. Forget this has got something. Missing. This goblin didn't last long. Why isn't it activating? Time to replenish, really? Where'd they go? They usually follow me. Do they appear right there? Oh, there they are. Ow. I'm gonna run to the top. Shit, I gotta run. Run! I almost died. Let me use a potion real quick, just to speed up this process. Got too many potions, holy shit. Water breathing, I don't need that. That one, what else we got? Shock shield on self, that sounds cool. Let's do that. I want fatigue, light self, resist fire on self. What about resist shock? I need resist shock right now. Drain speed on self. Why would I need that? Oh, never mind. Dude, I don't got any health potions. What about restore health? I've got tons of these Danger Hearts. It does like barely give you health though. Shock shield. That's good. I'm gonna eat all of them. That's a lot of hearts. Fire damage. Resist frost. Okay. Wait, what did I just do? Bread loaf. Ectoplasm. Shock damage. I don't even know what that does. There we go. Keep a distance while we take these people out. Got one. Got two. Big guy. He's got lots of health. me switch this out. First person. Oh man, why did I do that? I'm sorry, you gotta take advantage of these glitches. Saves you a lot of time. Hopefully I get most of these back. Yeah. 18 arrows back, hell yeah. Potion of the Sea, I don't know what that does. I don't know which one I'm looking at. There we go. Are there 2 bodies here or 3 bodies? 2 bodies? Okay. Where the other bodies go? That was a fun fight. I don't know why. I guess it was just like up and down the entire tower. Where am I going now? This way? Am I going to either door? Here we go. Yeet. Where they at? I don't see anybody. There's somebody. Oh shit. Make sure I don't fall off. I think he just died. I think he fell off. Gotta be careful. She might have fell off too, actually. Did they all die? Oh, they're down there. You're like... These guys don't care about me now. Ow. No, they're like, no, we care. We're just confused. Alright, I'll make it a fair fight. At least so I can be chased around or something. Shit. What are you guys doing? You guys don't care about me? You act like I'm not even here. Oh, you got, bro? Yeah, you got? Yeah, you got? Come on, bro. 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 I'm not even trying with either one of you. Come on. Come on. Come on. Ow. That actually kind of hurt. Ow. Come on. He dodged that one. Ow. One more should get him. Look at all those arrows sticking out of him. 12. You better got some arrows in you too. I'm gonna say. Need some arrows, baby. Need some arrows, baby. Yeah, did I get the arrows out of that one rod? Glowing rod. Is that everybody? We done? Guess that's everybody. We can close this bitch down. Oh my god, it's getting hot! Zork Zyrex in the house. Yeah. Now you have to be my ally. In the face. In the face. Ow, bitch. Snuck up on me. Dodging all y'all stuff now. Can't even hit me. Can't even hit me now. Gotten too good for you, baby. Not even trying. Pause it. Why is it not pausing? There it goes. Jeez, I can't hear that song. There we go, that's better. Jeez. So many songs I need to get rid of. Wow. I gotta stop trying to mimic this music. Probably sound nothing like it. Come on. Oh yeah, we're going south of town.
Hi there.
Oh, is that the horse? I think that's the horse you can buy for like 4,000. Doesn't look like that great of a horse. I'm not paying 4,000 for it. It's not like it's a racehorse or some shit.
How do you do?
What is it?
Oh man. Gotta come back later. I need to level up anyways. I need to level up all the way this time. Alright, is there a church in this town? You guys got God in this town? Here it is.
Greetings.
You can always tell which one is the church. Everything else looks like shit. Yep, go to the church. What does everybody's house look like? I don't know. Shanty log homes? Oh, weird. They build homes like that back then? Probably did, actually. They just did whatever the fuck they could. Jesus. Jesus, literally.
Evening.
What's up, babe? Can I use this bed? Damn it. Son of a bitch. I'm trying to be nice. No, 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 no. I want to sleep on that side. Damn you.
Yes?
I've got me. What I got? Gold. Hope y'all didn't need that. Actually, I need to stop that, because, like, I think one time I took something from a church and they came after me. Alright, you need to get up. You need to get up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah.
All owe you a debt of gratitude for closing that oblivion gate.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, totally. Yeah. No, I did it just for you. Can I borrow that bed? I mean, if you want to sleep on the other side, you can, but, I mean, nothing weird, you know?
Take care.
No! No, no, no! Hold up. Get up, get up. No, no, no. Get up, get up. My bed, my bed, my bed.
Be seeing you.
No! 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 Get up. Got it. It's all her bed, man. Alright, I need to stop yelling. I'm like yelling in my place here. My neighbors being like, what's going on? What does intelligence even do? Stall it again. Leveled up again, I think. No, I didn't. Oh. Hold up. No. I don't have to level up anymore? Okay, fine. All for now, I guess. Actually, I think I need to sleep some more. 5 a.m. I don't know what time he gets up. Hopefully he'll be up by the time I get to the castle. Best be up at 6 a.m. Only got 3 hours of sleep. Maybe 2. Only got 6 hours of sleep in real life. I don't know why I keep only sleeping for 6 hours lately. I think it's the fucking Lord.
Well met.
That might have something to do with it. Fucking wars.
Yes? Yes?
He's still not here? Alright, let me wait. You're not here in 3 hours, I swear to God. What the fuck happened? What was that? What the fuck was that? Blackmail? That was random. It's like, dude just like randomly started attacking people?
Oh. It was you that closed that oblivion gate, wasn't it? That was a brave thing to do. Thank you for closing the oblivion gate that was threatening Braville. I will send my guard captain.
I thought they were coming after me for a second. I was like, what did I do? I was like, I only took 2 pieces of gold.
I've sent Captain Laris to Bruma.
I instantly knew what I took too.
Glad to be able to help defend the heir to the throne. Yes, Count of Braville. Are you a foreigner? Do yourself a favor. Learn the basics about the places you visit. There. Problem solved. Good day.
Yeah. Am I done here? Guess I am.
Yeah.
I'm going. Is that the last one? The last one I can do anything with? Did I already talk to this person? I can't remember. Ah, what the hell? I'm already here. I don't know which one I need to go to.
What is it now?
I don't know, what is it
I
now?
am Countess Alicia Cairo, wife to Count Marius. I think Leowin would be better off if we removed all the dirty Argonians such as yourself. You
What?
wouldn't have a problem with that, would you?
You're a bitch. Get out of here. She's racist. You know what I'm saying, bro?
One more coin and I can get a pair of shoes.
Why should put on a shirt? She doesn't like our kind.
He's a fairy tale. The Imperial Watch pretends there's a thief king named the Grey Fox who controls all the thieves in Cyrodiil. Of course, it's all just made up to give them an excuse to keep us down. He's a fairy tale. The Imperial Watch was...
Anyways, I'm out of here. I don't think this is the right way. Where am I going?
I see.
Yeah, I think this is it.
How are you?
Yay! Actually, I have the
Marius
throne.
Carlo, by grace of the Nine, Count Leowin. You are a stranger to me, but well met. Perhaps you would like to do a service for County Leowin. Leowin is beset by enemies. The Empire does nothing to help us. Even before this crisis, I did not have enough men to patrol my borders. Now, Daedra are pouring out of an Oblivion Gate on our very doorstep. No, I don't have any men to spare. Bruma will have to look to its own defense.
Look at that golden fur. That's crazy. I don't want a horse. Chancellor
He and the
Octu.
rest of the Elder Council care
Otto.
nothing for Cyrodiil. They focus obsessively on the provinces, leaving us to fend for ourselves. Our only hope to weather this Oblivion invasion is to defend our walls and be damned to what happens outside them. It's curious. Skingrad's people scarcely ever set eyes on the Count, but he's apparently loved and respected by all his subjects. Take care. Hello there.
I'm going. Go out the wrong door. pony. Poor pony.
It's
What you got, bro? It's got like no armor on it. Got a little bit of gold. Dark green shirt. No thank you. Already got dark purplish green skin. What the fuck is with this one? It's one of them experimentals. Oh. You can see there. You know, if you weren't so, like, I don't know, clawy with your nails, we might have something between us, baby. I saw that coming. No, whatever. I blocked it. Will this hurt you? That was a little bit. I'm kind of surprised. That actually hurts you. It's weird. Come at me. Is that a succubus? Oh wait, no, flame atriarch. Where are we going? Holy shit. Why is it so far away? Is this the last one? How did it over there? I'll walk on that. How do I get over there? I just gotta like run. I just gotta book it and jump. Probably not gonna go too well. Oh, fucking A. That did not work out. I should see what happens. Oh, fuck A. Yep. That was quick. Guess I gotta fight those Atriarchs again, don't I? I enjoyed our battles, baby. Let's go for another fight. Another round. Ow. Like, 2 at a time. So hot. Come at me. She knows how I like it. Rough. Mess up your nails. Got your fire salts. Know why in hell you're so spicy now. Got a cool ass suit. She might not be a... Actually, I don't know what she looks like. She's like a fireball. Is anything back here? Is it like a portal somewhere? This game's got portals, right? What are you doing over here? Something over here? What are you doing over here? What's up, babe? It's alright. We don't have to fight each other. Don't gotta be like that, baby. What's wrong with you? Come on now. Come on now. Yeah, ow! Ow! Slapping at me. Don't dance for a minute, baby. Owie. You weren't even, like, close to me. Shit. I'm at least gonna block it. While we dance. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Yeah. Come on, baby. Move. Come on, dance with me. Yeah. Dance with me. Dance with me, baby. Ow. don't know how you got that one in. Ow. Why did my shield take so long to come up? Holding it down. I don't know, I hate for us to go out like this, but it's just better to be on our own. Alright, where am I going? Shit, I'm gonna fall in the lava again. I ain't going this way. I don't even know why I'm going this way. There's nothing back here. Why am I coming back here? I don't know, I found her. Thought she was the one. And then she ended up being a demon. That seems how it works out. Like 90% of the time. I think she's an angel. Hey, wait. I didn't see that until now. Apparently I'm supposed to go over here. I like this song. Ow! Double up next to me. Fucking landmines. Want that? Cure disease? I'll not want that. Oh, what the hell? Going this way? I didn't come from that door, did I? From that. Shit. What's up, baby? Want to dance too? Shit, you all want to dance with me at the same time? You would say so. Guys are getting crazy! Getting crazy! Son of a bitch. Ow. You're faster than you look. Run! Fuck! Alright, just fight him. Shit. Got one of them. Stuck in a corner or something. Got one of them. Oh, fucking A, wrong one. Hi, baby. I still love you. Oh shit. Oh shit. She's red hot on my ass right now. Alright, I'm ready for you. Wait, no I'm not. No, I'm not. Shit. Fucking A, wrong way. Get out of here. Hell yeah. Got you right where... Never mind, I'm not gonna say that. Alright. Where am I going now? I'm all like... lost now because I don't know where to go. Did I come from this direction? I don't know if this is the right way. Okay, I don't think so. Yeah, I came from this way. Where am I going? Let's go in a circle. I did, didn't I? Fucking A. So that means there's a different way somewhere. That's not it. What's up, girl? Alright, I don't know, this way? Yep, that's the way. Dang. Yay, I'm on the other side now. Gotta get up there somehow. Oh, this way? I don't hope this is the way. No clear signs of anything. Watch out for these landmines. Trying to weather oblivion now. It's almost open. Ow! That even kind of hurt me. I don't know, hurt my soul a little bit. I heard the blade hit the stone. Always hated that. I don't know why. Hitting like a metal blade on a stone. The feeling of it. Son of a bitch. Fucking crap. Shit, dodging it, you weirdo. Keep doing this little kame pop maneuver and it makes him dodge it. Right. That's right, son. Can't compete. Oh, it's got gold in it. I like these things. I don't know why there's a bunch of weird shit in it, but whatever. It works out. But there's nothing over this way. Another dead end. Go inside that. I probably gotta go in there, don't I? I just now saw it. So we got a door. It does have a door, okay. How did I know? Levers. You on fire, bro? Good day. Shit. How about you jump this way, bro? Why are you not jumping off? Trying to get him to jump off so he'd kill himself. Now he should kill himself. Yay! Killed him! Exactly what I wanted. Alright, that was easy. Hell yeah. Found my way into... I guess this is the first tower. Is that a lever? I want to ride up. Oh man, I thought I was going to go up further. jump right now. Maybe I do. I don't. Let's see what's up here first. Got any other doors? Just one of these. And one of these. It opened a gate. Oh! That's what those gates are. Okay. I knew that. No, I didn't. Oh, there's the gate. Okay, cool. Hell yeah. I heard somebody. What's up, baby girl? How you doing? How you doing? You wanna dance? You wanna dance, baby? You wanna dance? Let's go. Yeah. Yeah, I like your moves, baby. Ow. Get too clawy with those things. Alright, I brought protection. Where are we going? I came from that door. Where am I going in this one? Try to open up another gate. Alright, what's down here? I should go up first. I didn't fall out. Oh crap, bro. Fall out of your cage. There you go. Gotta go all the way down. Just to pick his shit up. I want to see what's down here anyways. I'm gonna be sick. Oh wait. Somebody down there. I'm coming down. Coming down. What's up, guys? What's up, man? Kind of weak, aren't you? Like a little peon demon. You ain't nothing. Why did it go up? I didn't press the button yet. Somebody trying to come down? Come down. There we go. Those are two of them. Weird. Confused. Where am I going now? I lost where I was at. Going up and down. I think I came through that door. Or was it that door? Shit, it's two different doors. I remember this door. Yeah, that's where I came from. What's up, babe? Ow. Why are you throwing flames at me already? All these dead bodies everywhere. Is that from me? I guess I'm going to that other tower. I don't know. Nothing makes sense. Why are you right there? So many levers. What's the point of this tower? Is there any point to this tower? Have I been in here? I don't think so. That's another way up. Trying to figure out the point of this tower. If there's any point, there's probably no point. I'm curious. Is this on the ground floor? Yes it is, yeah. Oh shit. Alright, well. Is that where I came from earlier? Oh, this is another side of the... No, this, yeah, that is the way I came in. Okay. I didn't realize I went back that far. I thought it was a different tower. She. My apparel's broken? I don't have any hammers, I don't think. I haven't picked up any hammers in a long time. Forgot where I picked them up. I haven't gotten any in a long time. Is there a door up here? Nothing. I already did it. Okay. My weapon's broken? Everything keeps breaking. How do I get in this building? Oh, the door's right there, idiot. Walked right past it earlier. What's all broken right now? Check this stuff. Never got any new hammers. Oh, wait, maybe it's in here. Maybe I was looking at the wrong thing. Too many tabs. Oh, this is all items, never mind. No, I don't think I have any. Repair hammers. I haven't seen any in a long time. I don't think I have any. Just don't care, bro. Back to this again. A little bit stronger. Got him. Arrows. No, is that the front door? That's the front door. That was the front door. Did I say door to what? There we go. Oh, I didn't know you were right there. Fucking A. I gotta run. It's like draining my magicka. Why is my fucking thing not coming out? Run! Fucking A. No! No! Fuck! I thought killing him would kill the other two. As soon as I fucking killed him, man. I thought the other two were like just conjurings or whatever. I didn't know they were like real enemies. In that case, I'll take care of you first. Little goblin. See? Totally fighting a totally different game now. I was like dodging the other ones the entire time. That didn't heal me? I thought that was the whole point of that thing. Oh shit, those things keep popping out. I didn't realize that was hurting me. Fucking A. I was like, what is like stabbing me? Gotta watch out for the walls apparently. Look at that. Why am I losing fucking health? It's got some fucking spell on me or some shit. Dude, get that shit off me. Fucking heal. Stupid. They hit me with that shit. this fucking thing to get off me. Stupid effect. Bro, give me my magicka back. What the fuck? Do I have a disease? I'm gonna drink one just in case. I don't even know why I'm fighting these guys. I don't really have to. Probably run right past them. Run! Arrows. That's exactly what I wanted. I didn't know that actually would kill him though. Let's see what would hurt him. Where'd the other body go? Give me my arrows back. Summon flame Adriano. I need to do that. Why don't I do that? I need to do that more. Where are those things? Where is it? It's not in here? I just picked it up. Summon. There it is. I'm gonna even put a fancy spot for it. What's that do? I don't even think I used that, did I? I never used that one. I don't even know what clairvoyance does in the game. Save that for later. I want my baby back. I want my flame baby back. I should just like run to the top and like fucking press the button. I want to see if that'll work. Oh, that Hoyt. What's up, baby? What's up, baby? Oh, not you. You're not my baby. You're my baby. My flame baby. Alright. I guess we're at the top now. We're at the top. Let's see if I can make it to the tippy top and just press the button and get the fuck out of here. Seems to be the easiest way to handle these places. Just run to the top, press the button, get the fuck out. Don't even fight them. Don't even fight them. I think it actually does work. I think that's part of the problem to this. Is that it actually does work if you do this. They probably should make it where like you don't, where you have to like fight the enemies. See, I didn't even have to fight him. Easiest Oblivion Gate ever. I could have fought him, I just decided not to. Easy peasy, baby. I don't know why they make it that easy. I figured that out one day and I was just like, what the fuck? Why would they just allow you to press the button and not fight the enemy? Whatever. Is that my horse? Why do they keep having a horse like just randomly out here? I didn't see that horse owner. Are you the horse owner? Damn it, what time is it? What time does he come out? Is he up here? I'm supposed to go in here. No, I'm not. Where's he at? It's 7 a.m. Get your ass out here. I'm only gonna wait 2 hours this time. Because I know he comes out by 9. At least you better. Get your ass out here. There you are. There you are. You're late.
Tidings.
Tidings. Sure. I wish the Argonian women looked a little bit better. Anyways.
I'm sure you have many pressing affairs. I won't keep you. Well, with the Oblivion Gate near Leowin closed, I suppose the immediate threat is lessened. I will do as you ask. Let no one say Leowin did not do its part to uphold the Empire.
Hell yeah! I think we covered most of tonight's.
I have given you the help you asked for.
Oh, okay. Well,
Bruma's fate is out.
it was still lit up, so I figured I would press it. No, it went away. Okay. Cool, cool.
Well,
I think that's it for tonight, y'all.
How goes it?
Looks like it's a good place to stop. I appreciate you all for stopping by, though. If you liked tonight's video, go ahead and like. If you're new to the channel, please follow. You never know, we might be on here tomorrow. Check back and see. Good night, love you.